Here we go.
Welcome everyone to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World Championship 2019 3v3 here in beautiful Los Angeles, California. Thousands of competitors from across the globe have fought tooth and nail to make it here today. We have our final 4 teams, each representing their region. USA, Japan, Australia/New Zealand, and Europe will be battling it out, but only one team will be your 2019 World Champion. My name is Vish, and helping me break down the Smash action today are Supergirl Kells and the phenomenal
Supergirl Kells.
What up?
Let's go!
What's up, man? This crowd is alive.
Seriously, so excited.
Man, Supergirl Kells, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit more about Super Smash Bros. And what we'll be seeing here today?
So imagine your favorite Nintendo characters in one game duking it out for the ultimate Super Smash Bros. Battle. The goal is to
Why do they have to use this version of this song?
Fighters start at 0% damage. Damage increases as a fighter gets hit. As percentages go up, it becomes easier for a fighter to be knocked off the stage. When a fighter is knocked off the stage, it is a KO, and the player loses a life, which is known as a stock.
There you go.
Oh, man. Before we get
This
into
version
the
of this
tournament itself,
song
let's go over some of the
stinks.
rules that we're going to have.
Just use the original,
There's
man.
going to be a seeding round, and game 1 of that is going to be 1v1.
Dun,
And it's
dun,
going to be
dun,
6 minutes
dun,
as well. And then game 2
dun.
is going to be a 2-on-2 with 6 minutes as well. And the total score from both those games will be added together to decide the winner. And then from there, they'll go into a semifinals and a finals match. But match 1, we have Japan versus Europe. And match 2 is USA versus Australia/New Zealand. The winners of those matches will play, and the matches will play. In the semifinals, we're going to have those 4 teams after the seeding is decided from the seeding round. And it's going to be a 1-on-1 squad strike tag team single elimination best of 3 with items on low. And important to note, there's no Pokeballs here, no Master Balls, and no assist trophies. So that's going to be
Why can't we
pretty
just turn the
interesting to
items
see.
off
But
completely?
man, I am really excited to get into some of this Smash action. EE,
What up?
I know that we've been playing and talking with all the teams this entire weekend. How do you feel the competition stacks up here today?
Well, first of all, Mama, we made it. What's up? And so, teams made it, okay? If you look at the talent pool that they had to go through to get here, all the qualifiers, you know everybody is so well engaged to get to this point. Personally, if you look at the teams, I know Japan's probably a lot of people's favorites, but the thing that makes Smash so great is upsets happen on the regular, and you can never really peg who's going to take it. So I think that's kind of stirring up to make a great event all around.
Right. And Supergirl Kells, I know that you got a chance to talk a little bit with the European team. How do you feel like they stack up here today?
I think Europe is definitely underrated here. They're actually my to-go team that I think can actually take it. I actually had the privilege to play every single player here for competing in this tournament, and they are all so talented. As you were saying, EE, the items can really throw everything off, and as well as practicing with those items, but as individuals. Everybody on every team is so talented. I'm excited to see what they all have in store for us.
Yes, and we're going to go right into the action. We're going to go to game 1, and it's going to be Japan versus Europe. I believe that will be happening pretty soon, but we are going to take a quick look at actually the players on both of those teams in a quick video.
Zachary. Zachary is ridiculous, and he's super young.
And both these teams are definitely ready to play. Do you see the guns on? I got
My
the,
man's
my lord! Man, they're ready to play, and I think we're going to get started just a couple minutes here. But with items being here and no Pokeballs, no Master Balls, and assist trophies, how do you think that's going to affect the gameplay that we're going to see here, Supergirl Kells?
For sure, it's definitely going to make things a little bit more even. I think Pokeballs, assist trophies, and Master Balls specifically really add to the pace. It really changes up some things and can bring a game that looks completely in one person's favor to another person's favor. So that's going to be mixing it up. The fact that we don't have those items, and we can actually use items like home run bat, the sword, guns, and really use that to as an advantage for skills. Without items, we see characters like Peach and such to really play with their projectiles. So I think that just these items being more balanced, it's going to add to the more skill level.
And
Yeah.
EE, with
I think people have
character
already
pool we
noticed
have
that
with items,
Team
what kind of
Japan
characters
is
do you
kinda
think benefit
stacked.
the most from items, and which characters would not benefit from items?
Well, you got to keep in mind, I mean, the items, you know, they're on set to low, right? So it's not going to be too intrusive. I mean, if you're using a fast character, obviously you're already going to be hyped about that. An opportunity to get over there and just kind of engage with that. But the thing is, like, not every item is the most beneficial. A lot of these characters have plenty of tools that's going to get the job done either way. So if you're already playing a character, you got a strong neutral game, you're going to be fine. You don't have to worry too much about the item. I think people put too much of an emphasis on the items, okay? It still comes down to the skill at the end of the day, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Of course, and also there's also how you're gonna split your team up, because you're gonna have one 1v1, you're gonna have a 2v2. So
Yeah.
what kind of strategy do you think is gonna be used choosing your 1-on-1 versus your 2-on-2 Super Bro kills?
For sure, that is a big deal. 2-on-2 especially, you need experience. You definitely need to know who do you have the most synergy with, which characters really mash up together really well. It's one quick, one slow, one's a heavy hitter. Who's going to back up each other the best? So who they're going to plan for teams is very, very important. 1-on-1, I believe everyone here knows how to do the business. They have their knowledge and their experience. So it's really just about who can really come up and clean up the stage while they're up.
Right, and we're gonna get right into this action. I believe we're gonna have game one happening just in a couple of seconds here. Crowd, how are you feeling going into this World Championship?
Yo, what up, crowd? Yo, what's Gucci?
This is a beautiful crowd.
Like an IRL
Yeah,
Twitch chat. I love it, man.
IRL Twitch
That's what I
chat.
like to see. That's
Damn
what
it.
I like to see.
Yeah.
So, what are you feeling going into this first game here, EE, between Japan and Europe?
Well, I'm interested to see, well, one, who they're going to send in. Because if you look at both Japan and Europe, they each have kind of an item specialist on the team, right? You look at Team Japan, I believe it's Kuro for them, and then Robin on the side of Europe, right? So you could essentially leave those guys for the 1v1 and then just have your other two guys going for the 2v2, which I think would be a good cleanup. If I'm Japan, either way I send it, I'm fine with Zach Ray handling business either way.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. Like, that's the ace in the hole for this team.
Right. And on the Europe end, what do you think their strategy is going to be in terms of the players that they decide to choose here, Super Girl Kells?
Definitely, I believe that Sir John would be a really good pick when it comes to a 1v1. Zero Suit, Samus, Palutena, characters who have their own projectile game. Zero Suit being very quick on her feet can really just get to items and also just defend herself. I think she has a great advantage when it comes to platforms. A lot of these stages we're going to be seeing have a lot of platforms, a lot of depth, a lot of differences. So that would definitely be a great way to play, and Palutena with her own skill sets and her own projectiles that everyone hates would definitely be annoying. So I really think that would be a great pick.
For sure. And we got to actually talk a little bit with Team Europe and their journey here to make it to this World Championship. They had some tough battles ahead, but we're going into game one. Zero Suit Samus versus boy.
My God. Okay, this is going to be quite the matchup for sure. Zero Suit Samus, a character that really finds the stick back, bait, and punish. Really get in and get that pressure on, really making it hard for Roy or characters to land in general. But Roy is such a quick character that can really get into your face and not give you that room to breathe.
No doubt about it. Both these characters at certain points can be really oppressive. For me, it's going to be all about that hot start. We see them sending in Sir John to kind of combat. I thought that was actually not a bad choice. I mean, you touched on that as well, Kels. And right now, it's looking like, I mean, nobody's really gaining an advantage thus far. That's the thing I'm looking to see, who is going to pull ahead in the early going.
Yeah, I think with items set on low, it's really going to be like a pretty clean one-on-one battle here. It's going to be just comes down to who's going to be the better player. There's only one item so far on the stage, and keeping stage positioning, I think, is very important in a matchup like this, especially when you have a character like Roy who's that big long sword.
And speaking of Roy, how did that advantage stay beautiful?
Damn.
Bullet Bill just coming through, man, just knocking out that stock. Keep in mind, I mean, it is on time, right? So you kind of got to count those. At a certain point, though, you got to remember, you're going to lose track of that. You just got to stay focused and keep the aggression going.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to like little quick maths. Got to keep in mind what you did, and look at these couple of movies. I like high-level players.
Yeah, I just love the control we're seeing from Kombu right now. Maintaining that center stage is very important to really get your opponent to maybe put out a move that they might regret. Kombu just doing such a good job of that, and now he's going to get another, no punish right there, but just a little reset, which will go into Sir John's advantage, and now he's got the edge guard.
Not about it, just keeping control. Beautiful play thus far from ZSS. I like that preemptive update. Good decision right there to try and recover quickly. You already know edge guarding is such a powerful tool in these matchups.
Oh, no! That percent, man, that's kind of difficult to get out of. With all the stuff that was going on with the stage changing and whatnot, that was a lot to keep track of, man.
Yeah, definitely. Sticking up into the sky, resetting. I mean, Sir John not far from bringing it back with this smash ball that could be in play for him. And that edge guard was clean.
Get that, thank you. All right, I was like, somebody needs to get that smash ball. Now you kind of get in this position where you guys kind of sit on this,
Oh, okay.
let it fall by the wayside.
Big damage, too. Did he get a nice 58% all the way from zero? That's
That
huge.
zero laser is definitely one of the better smash balls you can get.
For sure.
Yeah, we were talking about Sir John having maybe like a bad start and that Kombu had a huge advantage, but I think the stage morph going into Pokemon Stadium really has been giving a shift to Sir John's play, having the longer stage, more room to maybe run around and escape options.
Smart by Kuba going right for that healing field.
Right.
Cover just a little bit of damage, but you see Sir John trying to let him know it's not even going to matter. My aggression is
So they
not
announced
relentless.
No, the way that Sir
Splatfest.
John is
Oh,
playing
they
off
announced the
items,
last
his style is very
Splatfest.
aggro, especially off stage. You see him going
Yeah,
on top
Pug.
there every time the edge guard.
Chaos
But I
versus
think
Order.
What I really like is whenever he has the advantage, where Roy is
And
above
Team
him, he doesn't
Order
go for the
is
item, he just keeps
stacked.
keeping, the Roy
Like,
above him and just pumping
that's
him.
what I'm picking,
That's
no
how he
question.
gets 26%.
Yeah, and that's actually
No
one of the disadvantages
question.
that Roy does have, which is how does Roy land? Very fast faller character, uses his jumps a lot, so it's really like, where am I gonna go? And
Right.
of course, Sir John will take advantage of that and make this damage quick.
Yeah. Okay, we got another little stage change here.
Where are we headed? Yoshi's Island.
Okay. The good thing about these stages thus far is I'm sure they're both very familiar with them, right? You see these stages a lot in, high level super
Marina
competitive play, so nobody's really
and
getting
Marie.
through a
Marina
loop.
and
Like, how you
Marie,
adapt on the
Pug.
fly.
Right. Okay.
Marina, Marie.
Here we go here.
Team
Both
Order.
of them just kind of feeling each other out in
All the
neutral,
way.
seeing who can really get in, who's really going to give up that defense. Both of them running up and just shielding, but finally, Sir John finds his footing. Great catch.
Just slightly too fortunately there. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like Sir John has a little bit of a lead here when you're going in terms of points. So I think he's
Yeah.
going to try to keep that up. You see it being a little bit more defensive that's compared to the first couple of minutes where he was just going in. And he gets another smash ball.
Literally no hesitation. Again, that zero laser coming through, packing on a ton of damage. That's not going to be able to finish off the stock just yet, but again, the damage just racking up that immediate grab. That was
But
critical.
you gotta watch like the thing for it, because the artwork for the characters is so cool.
Get out of 2014. It's all good, man. It's all good. We're holding it down. Big time action development. This is only our first game.
Yeah. But I do believe that Sir John
The
has
artwork
a little bit-
confirms even more
a little
that
more
Marina
control
is like the
playing it
waifu.
now, not being nearly as aggro, and
Like,
I kind of like that change in style.
Oh my god.
And on Kombu, then you're also feeling the pressure, right?
It's got that like mercy look going
There's
on.
only a minute left in this game.
I see the Daybreak One Piece collection from Sir John as well.
Yeah, that's really the question of who's going to get that, but dropping a piece right there might be spawning a new one. At
It's
any
on like
second.
all their. I don't know if it's on their
Ready to
YouTube yet, but it's
flatten
definitely on their
stage one.
Twitter
Where we
account.
headed next? Pokemon Stadium, we're back home, guys.
Can't complain about that. So again, I do believe, as you said, I believe slight advantage right now going to Sir John. So Kombu really gonna need to pick things up if that holds true.
Just 45 more seconds here in this game one. What's gonna happen? Okay, can he put it back on stage? Not quite.
I wanted that dunk.
Oh, he tried to go for it all with that swipe.
Yeah, definitely just to confirm his lead here is racking up the damage. Roy known to take stock so quick.
Absolutely.
Gotta maintain it for 30 seconds if he does want to.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Who are you shooting at, bro? Oh, my lord.
That's a hard one to hit because you can't even turn around with it. You're usually faced in one direction as soon as you have all the pieces. So he did a good job avoiding
Oh,
that.
that's fair. That's fair.
I like how unexpectedly too he kind of picked up that last piece. So it was definitely just a great option from Sir John to just down special out of there, kick boost himself out, and now we are at the countdown. 3, 2, 1. No kills will be made.
Nope, not at all.
And
Very
again-
smart.
You can see Sir John went all the way off this. I'm pretty sure I have the point lead here. So why play?
Exactly. Why risk taking the KO in that situation where I can just kind of float? I mean, again, 3 seconds left on the clock.
That's
We're
it.
counting down kills. You already know how that was.
Yeah, for sure. So Sir John does take that hold. And I like, though, that Konbu really had such a great lead in the beginning. He came out explosively, really put so much damage, so much pressure. But I guess, Sir John just was able to make that adaptation as well as with the stage changing.
Yeah.
Just did a great job at really adapting.
And you talked about Kombu being the items guy on the Japanese team, and unfortunately, it didn't look like just because items are so low.
Well, exactly.
It wasn't like too big.
I think that was kind of the difference maker, right? He didn't really get an opportunity to maximize it too much. And you got to credit Sir John, too. He kept the pressure on from start to finish. I think that's really, might even surprise him, too. And, of course, ZSS being one of the best characters to do that with.
Right. Man, that was a spectacular game 1. And now we're going to have game 2, which is going to be a 2-on-2 with the 2 remaining players of both teams. Again, another 6 minutes. So can they make up that deficit that they have in that game 1? There's more points to be had in a 2-on-2, right? So how do you think this is going to be different the game held?
I mean, this is not only just a question of who am I teaming with, but how are we going to play together? We were talking about that earlier, and that's going to make the big difference. Because even if there is a player here right now in this game that is lacking a bit more than the other players, that teammate, the way they play, that chemistry can really make them overwhelm the other team. So that's going to come into play. And using items, especially the ones that heal, giving it to your partner, how to strategize that.
Seems
Who's
like
going to be healing, who's
Splatoon
going to be
2
throwing this
or
and using
Splatoon
these
3
items.
might
And
be
sticking together is definitely very important.
And one thing actually very
coming
important
next
to
year
remember, that you have
or
2
something.
substitutions
Like,
you can make as
there's-
a team for the entire tournament. how do
I
you
almost
feel
kind of feel
that
like
the
it's
team's gonna go?
much
Do you think they're
closer
gonna go
than
with
I
their
even
normal
thought
picks,
it
or do
would
you
be.
think they're gonna go with
Well, look, I mean, it's going to come down to if one team feels they're so far ahead, why not give their other guys some credit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, if you win, everybody collects a medal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's kind of what I would fall back on. You know, that's.
But
kinda
not
the
only
way I
that,
look at it.
Pug,
At the end
the
of the day,
thing
no
that
one
they
has
announced
success.
is that
All the gears are
all
kinda
of the
moving.
maps from the Splatfest
The character
will become a
selection
mode
happening right now, and there's so much variety.
where you can
If
just
look at
hold
the
private
character hunters, and
Splatfests
you have,
with all of the
you have
levels
Palutena, you have
from
Marth, you have
all
Joker.
of the
So what kind of
Splatfests,
team
including the new one
best
that's
in
gonna
this kind
be
of
come
format?
out.
I really think Palutena is one of the best doubles characters. That up
So
smash
it's
range,
like
really
it's
able to
okay
follow
that
from
there's
any
not gonna
throw,
be
from any move
Splatfest
without the
because you can
rare
just make your own.
missing option. So Palutena definitely a great pick, and we have a couple of Palutenas from both sides. So that could really come into play. Joker, another character who gets our scent even quicker with his teammate, so that can be another use. It's really just the question of who's going to use who. There's also some people and some players who really pick certain characters for specifically doubles. So maybe we'll see things in characters that we're not expected to see.
Right. And in terms of double at next match, do you think faster characters are better, slower characters are better? What kind of methodology?
Well, I mean, I think that obviously, like, the faster you are, the better you are. I think that kind of goes in my, in my 2 cents. But honestly, don't try anything cheap. You know what I mean? Just stick to what you know. I can't tell you how many tournaments I've gone into and I've been carried in doubles. Okay?
Here we go.
The last in a certain area, your teammate tends to have you if you're at the right skill level. As we got game 1 about to kick off.
So I really like seeing Zachary here as Pokemon
Zachary's
Trainer.
playing
This is something
Pokemon
we
Trainer.
haven't seen much from him, but Pokemon Trainer, an amazing double character. I actually see this team a lot. So
He has
Ivy
a
Thorn,
Redonkulous
amazing character.
wolf.
Get that control with his Razor Leaves, and as well his up special, that Vine Whip can really send you flying in the weirdest ways.
I'm really
Man.
this wasn't on the scouting report, so I'm very surprised to see the Pokemon Trainer. But that's the good thing about being able to play so many characters at a high level. You can surprise people at any given moment. We already know Light and Zachary got to be your 2 must-watch players in this match. It's all about the supporting cast as well. How are they going to go along with that?
Right. And I think, and what a spike already from Zachary. I think the KO potential that you have from Ivysaur is really, really strong in a 2-on-2 setting like this. And worst case, even if the Ivysaur doesn't work, I still got Squirtle in the back, man. If you want a little faster character to catch the items that are on stage.
All right, I like what Robin's doing right now, just doing that edge guard, throwing those turnips, trying to get that edge guard going. Now with Zachary here, both of them in shield. Zachary, of course, showing that he's got the defense up for him.
No doubt about it, man. Even at 123, just wading through all this pressure.
I love how Robin and Light are trying to stick together to really maintain that control and cover each other up. But as I'm saying that, they get separated, and Zachary and Kuro is definitely taking the spotlight.
There's definitely some team strategy at play, right? When you have one person off stage, you either can confirm the KO by going off stage and getting the full edge guard, or you can 2-on-1 the person on stage. That kind of decision making is going to be really tested.
Absolutely incredibly crucial. We see the Charizard making his first appearance with Zachary.
Yeah, definitely a good decision here. What I really always say, never mind, because we have a Smash Ball deck and anything can happen there. Robin's gonna take a hit. Is Peach gonna survive this? Or no help from Mario. She gets out on her own.
Oh, man.
And that's just kind of tough. And even throughout the
I don't know if
the
anyone
last
here
game, I
plays
feel like
Yoshi or
this is
not.
the only one we've seen get the Smash Ball. I want to see some more characters get involved.
I think Zero Suit is a good character against Matchball. She's pretty fast, and she has like long range attacks that go into her.
For sure. Definitely, you were mentioning before, Vish, about the stage control. When you're on a 2v1 situation, should you go off stage or on? I really believe definitely staying on stage, maintaining that control, at least having one partner to stay on stage
Right.
is key, because if both players do jump off, you lose that advantage and the whole other team gets the whole stage.
Yeah, stage positioning is very, very crucial.
Alright, I got a pretty decent slot off just from sitting here and catching them while this stuff was going on.
Like you said, there's more points to be
Without leveling it up, it's at 32,000, which is incredibly freaking high CP already.
We got to get these stocks up. We got to start accumulating these points. And I think they're doing a heck of a job right now.
For sure, this stage control, man, coming from Team Japan, as you were saying, is just very overwhelming. Light trying to get his footing in, but Squirtle coming into play, pushing you out, and also confirming into a kill for Team Germany, though.
Okay, got Ivysaur trying to get the edge guard off stage, but I like the push and pull that Zachary did there. He threw the Razor Leaf off stage, and then he went back straight to stage to help out his ally.
Exactly. Again, that's the difference between playing teams and just kind of playing in teams, and Zachary not playing around. My lord.
No, Sakurai would. Sakurai is actually one of the best players in Japan. He's a very good poke.
That takes up the whole stage. There are some finals matches that are so good for this format because you can't avoid a black hole like that. What's gonna happen?
You really can, and we need to talk about Light's movement right now, because he just took 3 stocks really quick back to back.
I'm pretty sure Light is
Such a
also
great
very
game
good.
plan of not only using the smash ball, but edge guarding so good, trapping his opponents. He's doing it right now on the edge with Zachary, but moving back, giving him the room for Zachary to come back and actually switch to Ivysaur.
Right.
I'm seeing the benefit of a 6-minute timer, plenty of time to adapt, and I think that's what's happening for this European squad, because they look a lot more comfortable. Really kind of slowed down the pace a little bit. Even Zachary kind of taking a backseat for the moment.
Yeah, I think they definitely have a gameplay. Team Japan definitely has a gameplay where Zachary's playing on the back foot and really adapting to what Kuro puts out there, and then just playing
Damn,
off of
man,
any
this
hit
is
that he
definitely my highest
For sure,
CP
it's
thing.
also very easy for Zachary down there. That huge explosion, that huge rain, it's definitely very easy to get on characters like Palutena. Characters who do teleport can get clipped by that down air quite easily.
Yeah,
he
you
hasn't
see.
missed it.
Yeah, you've gotten it from times already. The KO confirm is very important.
Oh, wow, that was really good by Crow. Narrowly avoiding that up smash. Like, definitely had him in his sights. Just coming up a little bit short as that minute marker is starting to approach.
I feel like Frigate Orpheon definitely had something to do with that platform moving up last second.
Yeah.
Throwing Light off of where he was going to land, but we are now back on Battlefield, and who gets it? Zachary!
All right, there it is.
Triple finish.
Dude.
It is super effective.
Exactly what you're looking for, no doubt about it. Zachary biding his time, striking perfectly. And this might be ahead a little bit with about 40 seconds to go though in this contest.
Yeah, man, you really can't. It's hard to say, right? Because now 6 minutes have gone through. Have you kept in mind all the points that have been accumulated this time? You can't really take a breather because you're not sure.
Oh
There's the
my.
day break. Oh, I needed the hit.
It's not gonna hit.
My man was actually just making it.
He really was.
That's hard to hit, man. That's really hard to hit.
I'm starting to believe you, man. I'm starting to. It's very powerful, obviously, but it definitely looks like it's pretty avoidable.
Yeah.
As we've seen on a couple of occasions, like nice back air, right off stage, and star bounce.
That star is so dangerous. You don't know where it's gonna go half the time because you don't know where it was launched from. So you think it's actually you.
And we got the last 3 seconds here. Light off stage. Oh, Light gonna lose. Light loses his point right at the end. Is that a sudden death? What is happening? What's happening?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Passive aggressive. I want to just dig.
Yeah. I want to dig and play that.
Wow.
Man, but it's points. What's going on?
Yeah, it's extremely tight in points. I believe there was a rule about that. On stage, we're talking about that right now.
So it is the points that added between the first game and the second game. So if they are even in that second game, it's going to come down to that game
That
one.
first,
Did
yeah.
Surge on?
I really think maybe then in that case, Germany does take it because we had I think quite a convincing game one from
Like it.
Germany. So
Looked like it.
Yeah, I think Surgeon, like I said, he opened up well, and you kind of start to wonder for Lights. Oh man, I lost that last stock just now within like the last 5 seconds. How does that go down?
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens here. This the end of this set.
preparations going on. We'll let you guys know as soon as we know, man. We're eagerly waiting as well.
Right.
I'm excited to see who's going to take it. It was close.
Wait, how do they?
Count the points, but we ran out of points.
There were some
That's not
times
my
where
forte.
stocks were just being eliminated
Right.
from each and every single person, so it can go
Should
either
show
way.
on the results
Right.
screen.
And if it does go down to that tiebreaker, as we talked about, it'll be one more
How-
game where
how
it's
is
a one-on-one,
there scoring
where
difference?
it's 2 stocks. That would take that we are. We should see what happens.
Yeah, the moment of truth, the barrel roll that Donkey Kong is
The
currently.
arrow is up.
He's busy. All right, looks like we have the results.
Oh.
Okay, and it looks like Europe
Europe.
will take it
Wow,
with
there you
minus
go.
2 points from Japan.
And that's huge, right?
That is
Yeah.
huge.
Again, you go into this, everybody's talking about, oh man, Japan's gonna come in and just roll through. But now, man, I'm telling you, these Europeans, they're very talented as well. And then you still gotta look at the other team, the Australians, the North America squad. A lot of talent in this competition, man. Don't sleep on nobody.
Yeah. And keep in mind, this is the seeding round, so whatever happens here will determine how the seeds are going to be in that semifinals and finals match. So it does have an impact for sure, but they are not out by any means.
No,
You're going to
not
see
at
more of Japan for sure, even in the seeding round. They'll drop down to the lower bracket here. But what really stood out to you, Supergirl Kels, from that match, particularly from Europe's side?
Europe's, and as I was saying before, I think they're incredibly underrated. I think that I had the chance to play them. I was in Italy a few weeks ago. I got to see some of these players, and they are coming out to show what they've got. I really want to say that the way that Light was playing in the doubles match was just spectacular. His movement, the way he was always with his partner, just ready to follow up at all times, was super amazing. We're talking about Palutena's up smash range, and just the way he was pushing over and over.
It
again.
went to,
definitely loved Light's play.
But before we go into that next set, we're going to take a quick look at our new
It went
players here with
to
USA and Australia.
sudden
Let's take a
death.
look at the video.
What in the world?
Oh man, I just loved all the flavor that we're seeing from these videos, man.
So
Everyone's
much
got
personality.
they all got like some cute little code. I like it. So from the North America end, I believe both of you guys saw a bunch of them from PAX East. How do you feel North America stacks up to the competition here today?
Well, I think like if you kind of look at the, look at all the talent and stuff like that. For me, North America, they were the team that surprised me the most, right? I got an opportunity to kind of play with them and get some scrims in and stuff like that, and probably wasn't about as you expected. That's why I'm saying commentate. But the point is, okay, this is a team that you should not sleep on. Radley's been one of the best players I've ever seen since Smash 4. Talk about the last title, okay? He's definitely brought that kind of aggression and skill over to this one, and he's leading his team to what he believes is going to be victory.
Right. And Supergirl Kels, I believe you got to play a lot with the Australia and New Zealand team. They also seemed like a little bit of a sleeper pick. A lot of them had unique offstage play. A lot of them had like really cool aggro that you not see a little bit here. And they're also very, very grateful to be all the way out here. They're making the most out of this trip. They're super happy to play with all the pros here. How do you feel about Australia?
They're also extremely jet lagged. That's what I know talking to them. They're very tired, but they have worked so hard constantly this weekend. I've seen them all together, getting to know each other, play with each other. Specifically, I played a lot against Seb Pro. His Rob is super clean. One of the best edge guards I've seen.
Facts.
Really great item play, really great control. I really love the way he plays. Ghost is Daisy, really clean as well. I really love his movement with Daisy. The way that he baits, the way that he punishes, really great. And we're about to see what we got. Pillow and Rat for game one.
Oh man, and this is the alternate
Right, that's what
from
I'm saying.
Australia and New Zealand, and they're using one of their substitutions right away, and he is a bayonet.
Huh?
Of course.
My lord.
You got mother versus son? What's going on here?
Like the past Sphere DLC versus New School DLC. So I'm waiting to see who's gonna
Mother
come
and
out on top
son.
of this. This is already
So
amazing play
stupid.
for Raph, putting on a ton of pressure out the gate. And I'm really wondering what was the call guys are bringing in your alternate for this first match.
When I was speaking to Pillow, he was telling me that he is flashy, he plays with emotion, and he plays with a dynamic and just explosive kind of gameplay. So I feel like he just wanted to come out and show Raph what he's got here, and he's got to pick it up if he does want to compete with one of the world's best.
No doubt about it. I mean, Raph, look, he is the best person on North America. That's no disrespect to anybody else. He's got to call it like he is. Right now, he is not letting the squad down. I think he's like 7-6 thus far. Really early start.
Yeah, one point there for them. And you see him even just like pushing away a little bit now that the lead is there, right? Even with the Arsene, he's not being too aggressive with what he's got. Like going back to the right side as soon as he gets a hit. I like the play right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've always talked about how Raph's defense game has been so good, but this witch time could really change up the game and bring it back for Pillow. Are we going to get it? I think we are. And he's going to miss it. Here we go, taking him home. Let's go.
Yeah. It was one of the coolest final smashes of the entire game.
That thing is just straight up terrifying. Oh my Definitely gets the job done.
I'd rather get a dog.
Nobody let me go for it just yet. I'm just gonna let my character's got the tools to get it done. I don't need that, but why not? Just for a little insurance.
And of course, the boomerang does get stronger every time you grab it, so it could be a very good tool here, but waiting away.
For sure, it was all about, you know, planning. What's to prioritize? Am I going to keep comboing my opponent, get him out of the way, and then take the items? And that's what Raph did definitely in that perfect moment. But we're all caught up here. It's 23, 53%. Not a big lead for Raph. Pillow really showing what he's got here.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Bayonetta can definitely track 100% with her combo. She might not have like the kill power, but she definitely can put on 100%.
You can almost make the argument too. There's gonna be a little more pressure put on your alternate when you're sending him into battle. But I think right now, Pillow just out the gate is kind of rising to that challenge. It's very formidable to Raph right now. Not been able to pull ahead as dominant as you might expect.
Oh.
I love the way Bayonetta was just kind of floating there. Like, yeah, you try to get me. That little ending did put Pillow off the edge here and giving the advantage to Raph. Let's see what he's got as an edge guard getting close. And that back air not going to do it.
Yeah, with Arsene here, a lot of tools to KO Bayonetta.
Okay.
Tools, items, anything you need to get the job done. Raph.
Almost.
Just such a boost in power you get when Arsene is present on the field.
Especially as Bayonetta, you know, not a character who's very heavy. She's pretty fit, you know?
Oh no, she's on that keto diet. We already know that. Weight is not her best tool available.
Trying to go for those Smash 4
Take
combos.
care of it, man. Raph, once he gets hot, once he gets started, it's so hard to slow him down.
Yeah, and again, I just really like how Raph is controlling center stage as soon as he ever gets Bayonetta off stage. And I love the way that he retreats as soon as he feels like he's at a disadvantage.
For sure, committing to that heel slide, though, will definitely get Pillow punished here. Back onto the edge and being that center stage. Let's see if both can get a this jab. Gonna make a lot of damage and an advantage. Let's see if Pillow can grab that final smash once again.
Move it off stage, though.
They've been fortunate they haven't got hit by any fake ones yet.
Yeah,
It's been all true thus far, about 4 of them.
So Raph trying to play smart to avoid this final smash and really sucking it out of her, but we're going to get it.
Okay, the witch time is out.
Happen here.
Don't whiff it. Don't whiff it.
Oh, barely misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
But push it off. Because of the whip, it pushed Raph way off stage, and that allowed Bayonetta to get that edge guard.
The perfect plan B.
Okay.
You never saw a side special kill like that, but we're going to take it. Definitely Pillow putting back on the map here.
Nice little boost here. Raph going high.
I want a jetpack.
Man, the jetpack actually feels like it'd be so good with Joker the way that you use the guns. You
Yeah.
cover so much space and just glide over Bayonetta. That's it. Cool.
That creativity, a huge part of this item play, no doubt about it.
All right, back on Castle Siege here. We've seen Pillow struggle on the stage quite a bit, having a hard time avoiding Arsene. So let's see if this short edges is going to take out Pillow stock, but avoiding the blue shell.
Oh my god.
I thought that thing hurt Mario Kart. Nah, man. Bringing the smash just as effective.
Everywhere.
All right, fading out these air dodges. Raph so good at forcing defensive options and then taking advantage of 35% already, but Arsene now gone.
What in
Let's
the
see if Pillow can take that as an advantage and really approach Raph and get him off stage.
And one thing Raph has done so well is you don't see him relying on Arsene to be on the field to be effective, to be dominant. That's just kind of his play in general. Somebody who's just so good at switching between offense and defense. I think that's really kind of been the catalyst of why he's kind of most likely taking the lead.
Yeah, and you need that with Joker play, right? Because this match is 6 minutes long, you're going to have Arsene only for a decent amount. kind of that, so you don't have the non-Arsene plays. It's very difficult to make this. And unfortunately doesn't get enough on the smash ball, but we'll get Bayonetta's getting so many of these smash balls.
It really is, but is it making that big of a difference? That's kind of been the question you got to ask yourself.
We'll see right now, depending on how this one goes. Woo! There you go. And in the last 30 seconds, that's kind of crucial.
You need to unleash the beast, does just that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all tied up in points here.
Still,
I mean,
you can
it
still.
always seems never mind.
There it is.
I just cursed it.
Oh no! That's so big.
Yeah, that was huge. Really needed to keep that lead if he wanted the death,
the
the
taunt.
sudden death, and that taunt is gonna seal it. Rat telling his opponent, "Yo, Pillow,
What up?
he done. Good night." Calling it out.
And Wrath taking game one for North America here, for USA.
I will say by a slight margin, but Wrath able to pull it together.
Yeah, that was really impressive play, man. Even though Bayonetta got so many of these calls, Wrath still takes it over there. What was the most impressive part of Wrath's play to you, Rokel?
I just loved his defense play. The way that he would kind of walk up to Pillow and be like, "What you got?" Pillow would always throw out an aggressive option. Bayonetta, someone who's always moving, throwing out an option, side special, grabs, or heel sliding. He would always just throw that out. So, you know, Wrath just did what he does best and stayed back, pulled that shield, and was ready to punish Bayonetta, and was able to get so much fun on top of it.
I gotta say, man, you know, you look at Wrath, and he's somebody who's been involved in the competitive community for so long. He'll talk, he's mostly known for his online play, so I give a lot of respect for him coming up on that stage and hanging with one of the best in the business for sure.
Yeah, and now we're gonna get our 2-on-2 match here. EE, what do you think is gonna happen here? Depending on the characters that we have left from Australia, we have Ghost, Ichigo, and Sepros. They got everyone in here. They got Rob, they got Ike, they got Daisy. What kind of character combination are you thinking we're gonna see?
Well, I'd love to see Ghost. I think Ghost and Ichigo would be my pick, right? You can kind of mix up the Daisy Joker there with Ghost, and then you go and you look at Ichigo. I mean, just a pure Ike main. That's somebody, like, Ike is a character who can just knock off stocks. You're able to just kind of accumulate the damage, which we already know Peach Daisy is able to do that very easily. Good team composition developed in there. That could be what they need to just propel themselves.
And from what we've seen so far, I think Smash Ball has been like a very prominent aspect of a lot of these games.
I've seen them more than anything.
Yeah. So do you think that, Super Grokels, do you think they should be playing around that kind of idea, knowing that Smash Ball is kind of a factor in a 2-on-2, being able to get the Smash Ball and do that huge area of effect kind of move with your final smash? Do you think their character selection should kind of revolve around that kind of idea?
For sure. I mean, looking at their characters, not only to plan who's a better team, but this Smash Ball who's been appearing so much definitely should be planned. Okay, which character do we have that actually does have the best, you know, chance at not only using the Smash Ball, but actually chasing the Smash Ball? Because I feel like we've seen Zero Suit Samus, and we've seen Bayonetta, who has been really taking advantage of getting those Smash Balls because they have so much movement options. So I feel like that's definitely going to be a play that they're going to have to do.
Right. And going into this tournament, we've got to keep in mind that Australia did use one of their substitutions. They can only have one more substitution for the rest of the tournament. And this is just the seeding round, so there's a lot of matches left to play, as all of them will be returning to the semifinals based on how the seeding goes. And what are your thoughts going into this next game?
I mean, you kind of got to imagine, again, it just came down to confidence, right? How confident are we? Pillow Talk probably stepped up and said, look, you know, put me in, give me an opportunity. And I think he did tremendous, you know what I'm saying? He did not get blown out by any stretch of the imagination, but now it is on to the 2v2s. Founder Greek loved this stage.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love this stage so much. I was so excited that it's
This
back.
stage is
In the
awesome.
water.
I
Oh
love
my
this
God,
stage.
It's just a beautiful stage.
It's home, baby. But who is home here? Sepro.
So right now, Pug,
They
this
are
is a
here to
seeding
stay.
round.
This is the Rob that I was talking
Like, so
about. We're
that
gonna
so
see
basically this is
already
just determining
putting in that
seeding.
edge guard, controlling the center stage. Notice how he's off the ground constantly and just really maintaining
Like, the teams that
control of
lost
the
aren't
gyro.
out yet.
I think that's going to come into huge play here, definitely for Team Australia.
And as a Rob man, Sepro was mentioning that he's already like very familiar with items because he's got to use the gyro so much, right? So he's like very good at using the items to his advantage and getting the advantage in the situation. I'm curious to see how this will go.
Without a doubt. I mean, you can already, again, you know, Kelsey highlighted how Joker is just that much more effective in a doubles environment because of what you get off the teammate as well. So I think that's going to be a tremendous advantage for them going forward.
Oh, whoa, whoa. What? Excuse me?
But looking here from North
What
America,
the
we got
hell?
Colt and Devontae. Devontae's Wario very good at combos. He's the type of guy that once he is in, he gets that damage done. And already showing it, Sepro and Ghost already at 100 and so each, and almost taking the stock too. Yoshi loves to just come in and take those stocks.
Yeah, from what I've noticed with the USA team, Poltergust has like he's pretty good at offensive mix-ups, and Devontae on the other hand actually is pretty passive with his aggro. So I think this is going to be a really nice team dynamic.
You'll see a lot of bait in front of Devontae. That's
Right.
kind of like the way he likes to play his Wario, and obviously, you look at the stage we're on, it's been very effective thus far. Trying to really put a dent in this Australian team thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob, though, such a heavy character. So hard to really drop and even get to. Look at him on the edge just chilling alone. Not really worrying about what's been going on. And are we going to have a combo? No, Ghost trying to follow it up, but does chase Yoshi. And Poltergust going to land safely.
And with the item that Ghost has, he can actually keep pushing forward pretty well because his back is completely shielded there for a while. So a lot of people were just kind of avoiding Ghost. He's got a lot of damage off him.
Ooh. All right, nice up smash coming up from Seb Pro.
This man has not died.
Yeah, his stock has definitely been getting plenty of equity, no doubt about that, and just continues to be just an offensive force. Now, I was almost a little bit worried, like, how his combo game or his effectiveness in general would be in this doubles environment. He has been flourishing as far.
And also, when someone has high percent like that, you can kind of play around the opponent's team coming at you. You know that they're going to be gunning for you when you have that high percent.
Yeah.
Play just a little bit more defensive, and Rob is super good at staying on stage.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Poltergust now responding with a fresh stock, and that's actually one of a very important things in doubles. When you have such high percent, you tend to be knocked so far, so hard to get back to your partner. But now being a low percent, this could be good. And Devontae here trying to get off.
Jeez.
Poltergust literally dodged it. Perfect timing. He was about to hit his partner.
Oh, the platform.
Actually aiding Ghost and getting off that stock. That is tough with the immediate retaliation for Polt.
Yeah. And again, some of these final smashes are just not quite as good as like the Palutena one we saw, where it's just like black one blue.
Right.
Some of them you have to really home in and hit the target perfectly to make the most out of that.
Yep, some are definitely stronger than others, and in this case, I believe everybody here does have the same kind of power when it comes to smashes, and even to try and even get the smash on an opponent is hard enough. So I feel like
I saw what he was trying to do.
That we've been seeing here.
It's my gift.
Items that has been coming up. We got a sword.
Yes,
we got
super
the gun, and we got a baseball on the
Dude,
field.
that sword's really good. It can like a higher percent. It can just kill.
Like, I know what my character can do, and I'm just gonna neutralize that super scope and make it not even a problem.
Hey, thanks for the host, Andrew. How was your stream, man?
Hey. Oh my gosh. I like that as soon as they're split up even a little bit, both teams just
Hey Shane,
are
what's
able
up?
to come back together and help out their allies, man.
You guys are here just in time for maybe a potential announcement. We don't know. It's possible. We could see a Smash Brothers character today. We don't really know. I'd say it's 50-50.
Lose that invincibility once spawning.
I mean, I think the teamwork, just in general, for both these teams are really just
Oh, were you
impressive.
drawing Gohan? I didn't get to look just because I've been streaming the whole time. Dude, you can get a ride on Wario's bike
We're
anytime.
not seeing any like very long strings from either team, and that's a testament to their team dynamic, right? As soon as one of them is getting hit, the other is just right there to break up the pressure.
Here comes the laser from Rob.
Right.
We got letting it go. Poltergust
Friggin'
but your super armor's not gonna save you
firing
there.
his
That guy in
lasers.
Robo Beam is so powerful. He's fortunate though. He's at a lower percent, so the damage is gonna be pretty minimal as far.
I love, Poltergust. That pro kind of helps the blue shell go off stage for you and get to the edge so that can kill me.
You try to avoid it for dear life, man. You'll use up all your recovery tools, and it doesn't even matter.
Really be like that. All right, 30-second marker approaching. A lot of high percents now. This is really where things are gonna get tricky. Looking a lot of defensive play, but at the same time, every stock so critical. And Sepro, no hesitation.
Damn.
Oh man, having those huge optic spikes as we're seeing in this match and even in the Ivysaur match, it helps out so much because as soon as someone's off stage, one person can stay on stage and just cover you, and then the other person can throw the huge down and it gets a lot of KO.
Definitely, for sure. I feel like just doubles in general, you can start at 0, but next thing you know, you're at 100% from your teammates. Really depends on how you play, but this could be the moment that makes the difference. Where it goes.
That was so good by Ghost. The entire last 8 seconds he just kept fading away, not putting himself in any kind of danger. We take a look at the percent he had, but it matters not.
Whoa, he's popping off.
The North American squad.
Gosh,
Devontae with the pop off.
Devontae was so excited.
USA.
It's
Nope.
about that.
All right, man. That's
Always playing with energy, you know?
Well,
America.
Damn.
Look at him go.
I like that. I like the pose. I like the energy.
You're on the Nintendo stage. You gotta make your mark.
I like
you
that
know?
jersey too, man. Get up on my foot at 2X. No? Alright.
You gotta be back. You're not gonna sorry. Oh man, that was an explosive game.
It really was.
What really stood out to you in that 2-on-2 that we just saw here in terms of team dynamics?
So I really liked, as I was saying before, the way that Ghost and Sepro were really sticking together. They were never really far apart, and then when they were far apart, that's when North America really did take advantage over them. We were noticing how whenever
Reggie
North
would
America
kick
was
his
actually
ass.
with Australia, they really pushed them out, and they said, okay,
For
we
what? For
separated
popping
them.
off?
Let's team up on this one guy, and that's what they did. They kept getting that advantage on them so well. It was really great for North America to take advantage of the Australian team like that.
Oh man, and before we go into the next set, let's take a look at the results from that last match here. Ooh, man. North America going
Look
on.
at you.
Going on to the next area. It's going to be North America versus Europe in the junior side, and then Japan versus Australia and New Zealand on the lower bracket here in this seeding round. Very, very interesting stuff. Like we were talking about earlier, you know, we were all thinking that Japan was going to be like the strong players here.
At the top of the show, though, I told you can't sleep on it.
Yep.
Cannot peg a for sure winner. And again, it just comes down to strategy. We're going to use that 1v1, the 2v2, our character selections. You know, maximizing or minimizing the effect that those items are really going to play on the field. And I think that's been an excellent job, especially in Europe. They've really shown what they got.
Nice. And then also on the Australia end, we're going to have
Past the
Ichigo
seeding.
playing on their end for their 1v1, so that's going to be pretty interesting. They're going to be out of substitutions too in this tournament, so that's an important factor.
Facts.
They're using it all in the seeding round. They know how much it's going to matter for that. But we have Australia/New Zealand versus Japan. What do you think is going through the minds of the Japanese players here going through this set?
Well, ever since we've seen Japan come into this tournament, they've been so focused in terms of improving. Who are we watching for? Who's the plan against who? I've literally been seeing these guys play non-stop. So I feel like now they can kind of look back at their round one and be like, this is the mistake we made. Maybe we shouldn't have sent this player for this, or maybe we should use this for doubles. So now that they have this, they can take that advantage and at least get that third seed. Seeding is so important when it comes to this event. It really lines up who you're going to be playing against, how much energy you're going to be preserving to use for that finals when you really need it most.
Right. The semifinals are going to be single elimination.
Yes.
Definitely matters a lot. And EE, what do you think is the mentality here going from the Australian team then to this after team that loss?
Well, I mean, you know, it's never easy having to play a back-to-back after you took the L.
Right.
That's definitely tough. But, I mean, your mentality has to be like, look, we didn't fly halfway around the world to lose. Okay, we just got to
One on
get
one,
involved
this
in the game and
is
handle
much
That's for
better.
both ends.
I mean,
They both gotta feel that.
Whoa.
But, I mean, in my opinion, the Australian team's going to feel a little bit more pressure. You know what I mean? Japan, I feel like it's always just another day at the office for this guy.
Right. And we're going to go into this game. We got Ghost versus Kuku.
Ghost versus Kombu, man, this matchup definitely a very scary one.
Oh.
Peach being able to rack so much damage on a fast faller like Roy, so quick, but so hard to actually get into. Roy being that character that can get into your face, space you out quick, and force you to really make the mistakes. But we got Ghost here taking advantage of his aggression and just taking names.
Yeah, very evenly matched, almost exactly the same percent, 68 to 71%. I like what I'm seeing here. Oh,
Did he jump up and double edge? Okay.
He
Like,
definitely did. I mean, that's it. You do what you do.
You're playing these games right now, and that's something I always appreciate. Some good creativity as well for your follow-ups. That's
Oh,
cool.
heels.
Gonna go- yeah, he had that
Heels
magic.
incoming.
Put him to sleep off stage.
He doesn't put him
no,
to
he
sleep
doesn't.
off stage, but
Right.
oh, wait a minute. I guess he does.
but then it teleports you
What?
back up.
Oh, he gets the
I actually-
heels
oh my
too.
God, that's right.
Jesus.
He recovered, got back onto the stage too quickly, buffered a roller
Oh,
some sort,
God.
and then during Peach's beautiful song, put him to sleep.
And no doubt about it, that Blossom showing
He's
his
trying to
force.
counter it.
Very actually appropriate for Ghost. He is red hot now. And you see my man Tombo just trying to get a little bit of space between them.
Yeah, already building up a good amount of percent there. Man, I just gotta say that Finals Factor is such good option coverage. The way they both went out for that with the forward air, just a really good play from Ghost then.
it really shows that the final smash really is going to make the difference. We've been seeing it every single game. You can be down and out, but that smash will potentially bring you back and even put you in the lead, and that's what's so important about this tournament.
Yeah, and some items they just tend to ignore. Like they don't want anything to do with Punchy Bag. Punchy Bag looking real happy on the left
Look
side.
at him, man. Who wants to?
Having a good
He just
time.
wants some friends. Think about that. Oh, we got the dual wielding right now. 2 blades, 1 opportunity. Can he take advantage though? 3 seconds, man. An opportunity to strike, but no.
We go back into the neutral stage. Roy's got 2 swords now, so we gotta be careful. We are changing stage here. Here we go, Pokemon Stadium. Let's see what Ghost has got using these items to play. That practice with the turn-ups definitely looking to be the case here.
Yeah.
All right. Boss Galaga coming through as well. Another
Oh,
disruptive
just go
tool.
for it. Honestly,
Yeah, the area effect items are gonna be so good.
There
And
it
the
is.
combo with the sword, that was so good for Pombu.
I love it.
talking about.
We want to see this.
We're talking about how good he is in items, and he is showing it right now. Okay, real well.
All right, so here we go, back in the center stage, and we got a full stock too, but target smash, a little bit questionable, but we'll take that damage, and now we got Ghost swerving around the smash ball, guarding it like this is time.
Yeah, I think that's the play, right? You
oh,
gotta
critical. Where's? Oh, you gotta hit the. You gotta hit it in a weird freaking spot. I tell you.
Help him in trying to mount this comeback.
Oh, like literally was in position, but the jab stopped it.
It looks like he wants to tack on just a little bit more percent, just in case to make sure that this final smash KOs. But Ghost is doing such a good job with the float and staying above Roy, but that also has its own danger. As Roy
I'm
continues
gonna
up.
die.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's gonna free up the smash ball.
Damn
as
it.
well.
Well, this is deja vu.
Yeah, this happened on the right side over there.
Yeah, just on the opposite same time.
There's heals behind you. There's heals.
Nasty display from
There you
Ghost
go.
thus far, man.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in this game.
I do love the way Kombu is playing in terms of waiting for Ghost to actually put out a float. Whenever he's been putting out a float, that's been Kombu's play to really throw those items at him. We saw that with the sword, and now we're seeing it again where he's really baiting these floats and then taking advantage with the bears.
Yeah.
Very good point. I almost feel like some of those opportunities are kind of few and far between, just as solid as we've seen Ghost play just overall.
And overall, it feels like Ghost is kind of adapting to what you're talking about and staying a lot more grounded with turnip play and then just trying to shark Kombu with his backward coverage.
Definitely. Throwing out that turn over there, that
Yeah.
down special with Toad. Expecting Kombu to be quite aggressive, but this one time moves back and just kind of resets himself and says, okay, how can I actually get in and get the piece back into
Right.
the game?
Oh man, keeping center stage during this straight stage information is also very important.
That stage move coming right in time.
This is kind of all
There's
over.
that very powerful KO option from Peach, but Kombu at 152 still able to survive.
Yeah, gotta keep track of the timer here as well. We only got 1 minute, 20 seconds left. Kombu can hold on to the stock. That could be pretty big.
For sure. I definitely think Kombu, slowly but surely, is adapting very well. He's really adjusting to the way that Ghost is playing. As you said before, though, Ghost has been changing his style
Right.
as well. So it's really just being in each other's head, and let's see if we can get the edge guard that he needs. Kombu, if he can get that stock, that's going to be huge.
Let's see if we get this daybreak as well. You see Kombu, well, he had in that moment assembled 2 of the pieces, close to the 3rd one, but that has now been removed.
Yeah, when the timer goes a little bit low, you'll see the person with the higher percent go a little bit more defensive. That side view was really great from Ghost there. But now, with the float and the aerial tools that Daisy does have, it can be a little bit difficult for it.
Oh, that thing is about to blow.
Yeah, Peach is still very good,
I've never actually
even
seen it
after the
interrupted
patch.
mid-hit like that. That was
Yeah.
pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
30 seconds here. Will he
She
get the
was
KO
ridiculous
on
before the
Daisy?
patch.
Starrod for Ghost.
Hey, that bomb was ready to go. Like, look, if you're not
How
gonna
you
slow me
doing,
up, I'll
Cypher
slow
Bill?
myself.
And you can really see these item prowess from Ghost, the way he's dropping, and oh my god!
That range, the exact tip of that sword. I didn't Kombu in half, making his sword look like a toy.
That was just perfectly executed. And Ghost, I mean, he is just pulled so far ahead.
Yeah, with only 5 seconds left, he was at 130% during that entire stall.
Oh,
And he's-
That's just dirty. That's dirty.
oh, wait a minute! Oh!
Time
I
that
mean,
out,
we have a
well,
character like Peach
jeez.
who can just kind of float there and then like delay her, her demise with the parasol. So it's kind of hard to get under that stage.
That's it.
Somebody like
If-
Roy,
if
he's
you
pretty
go-
restricted.
That's it, yeah. I mean, Roy's such a fast faller, falls so fast, so deep. And then when you do get to Peach, what do? She's got that parasol like a shield. If you even go near it, it's gonna bounce you up.
I'm telling you, man, with the last few seconds, I feel like Daisy did such a good job playing with the lead that she had, the percent that she had, knowing that Roy's going to be super hungry for that kill. played way off stage, doing that side B to get the KO, and then playing off stage as well. What could Roy
I
really
feel like
do
I've
in
watched
that
enough
turn?
Sam
Perfectly
Sora.
timed. It was
Yes.
like seconds away from getting that KO on the
Seen
bottom.
him run through
Yeah, and we
tournaments.
love that we even saw the whole advantage of the float, you know? He not only did the parasol, but he really put out the float for the whole time under the stage, being like, what you gonna do, Roy?
Yeah.
I want
That
to see
was really great
Zachary
from both sides,
1v1
but,
someone.
definitely Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy.
This is what I want to see.
To Australia with plus.
He's fun to watch.
Scored on the screen there.
I think just in general for the Australian team, that's just a huge boost in confidence. You know what I mean? Like just overall, that's exactly what you're trying to see going forward, and that's how you kind of want to kick off this match. As we said, nerves can be a factor, but I think they've kind of found a recipe for success, especially Ghost, man. He was playing out of his mind.
Yeah, everyone here seems like seasoned players. I haven't seen too much nervous play on this stage here. Oh, it's definitely on this stage. Supergirl Kells, what really stood out to you in that last match you saw?
So definitely the way that just Combo played, I really liked his playstyle because he was constantly trying to adapt. He really did a great job at adapting to the way Daisy could really float, to the way that Daisy could be grounded, at the projectile game, because even when we saw the turn-up come out, we then saw the sword game come out. And that is scary when you see Daisy moving with a sword. Like, can we talk about that? So it was really great that Combo was able to adjust. It just wasn't.
And the Daisy finals matches also, I think, were very, very clutch in terms of
Right.
just the maneuverability that Daisy does have off stage and being able to get those finals matches. What do you think could have gone a little bit differently in that last match? Phenomenal.
Oh, well, well, I mean, look, it really just comes down to execution and coding. And that's, you know, kind of a thing you don't expect to be too much of an issue for Team Japan. But again, man, the upsets are what make this game so entertaining. I'm
Like-
telling you, anybody, realistically, not anybody can beat anybody, but there are certain levels to this, and I think the Australian team is certainly showing that with that very strong showing early on.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how the rest of this tournament goes because I think everything that we anticipated and everything we predicted has been turned upside down. Everything is not going the way we want. And like you said, upsets are exactly what we want to see. And we're going to go into this 2-on-2 Sepro Ichigo versus Kuro and Zachary. And Zachary, again, opting to go for the Pokemon trainer and opting to be in the team as opposed to being in the one-on-one.
This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Ichigo involved in this. I'm telling you, man, you know, somebody just kind of solo mains Ike, you know how devastating this character can be when it comes to that damage output. He can really clean up stocks in a timely manner.
Right.
Just really going to be looking for Seb to help boost that damage up and maybe keep Zachary in check.
Especially in doubles, a character like Ike can really take advantage of the center, can really come up from behind. You might be dealing with the other opponent, and then that Nair is not a shield, and this one really starts everything for Ike. And let's see if it's going to come in handy here. We have a grab from the other side, but not going to take advantage. And that,
Oh, he turns around, unfortunately, before.
I feel like he wanted to be reversive.
Yeah, the great
yeah,
that would have been the play, but I mean, just an unfortunate whip.
The fact that he tried to confirm into it, tried to combo into it, I like what I'm seeing from Ichigo. And I think Ike is also a really strong choice in this format because he can take up so much space with his neutraler, and he also does a really good job eating away at those smash balls.
Seb Pro with those edge guards, as I'm talking about, really is so good at getting you off stage and making sure you don't come back.
And they're doing a little one-on-one. Because the stage is so big, both of them can just opt to do their one-on-ones on opposite sides of the stage.
And what they need to be careful though, you see just moments ago though, Zachary, he was really bullying Ichigo off stage. Obviously the table is kind of turned a little bit though, but you want to keep in mind that quick draw recovery of Ike's team really susceptible to some portal shenanigans.
Yeah, Ivysaur can really do a good job off the stage there with like back air and whatnot. So that's something you gotta really keep in mind and protect your ally, especially against a player like that.
So we just saw the laser from Seb Pro completely miss the center of the stage. A stage like Congo Jungle, so good at making projectiles, making certain moves
heck?
miss. Oh, I feel like that's what we've seen, but we do have beat boops up in here for Seb Pro that will be taking advantage for him. He's gonna take that KO, and Zachary bursting with Charizard here.
Yeah.
Come on.
A big stage like this, I think Charizard can work out really well, and the KO potential that you can get with him.
Oh, for sure. If you got somebody, you know, bodies flying around, you want somebody to just kind of put on some big time damage and take up that space in a dominant way. And I think Charizard is definitely the answer. And for Zachary, it's not going to matter who he's
Oh
selecting. He
my
has to get the job done either way. And Ichigo dropping that stop.
And we're seeing like the stage changes come into play here because it was a much different type of game.
Got
when it
another
was
final
Congo
smash.
Jungle. It was a little bit bigger so they could do their one-on-one. On this particular match, you can't really do that. Like everyone is more in the fray. But Ichigo's really holding on to this final match.
He's not letting it go.
How long though? I mean, he's taking a lot of hits.
Here we go.
That great ace and shine, and there is right on the mark.
Oh god, he's gonna not be down there.
And that's stock. Adios.
See ya.
I mean, we saw Kuro.
At
take
least
a bit
Sakurai,
too
like,
aggressive
knew
and
not to
tried
be down there at
get
the
that
bottom.
match ball out of Ichigo. So he got an ask for that. Stock could be blown away.
Pro options to try and stay on that right side though. You see Zacharay though, he's not gonna allow him to be comfortable at all. He's such a disruptive player. You see Kuro also holding things down, man.
Yeah, I think I've been very much enjoying watching Zachary play because I think he's just playing to what his ally is doing, right? Like he's just waiting for Kuro to get like a toss up, and then he's going from there and getting the KO finishers time and time again.
Definitely, for sure. This stage known to be one of an amazing Pokemon trainer.
Oh man.
So good.
The
That
dare.
wall allows
Jesus.
the Ivysaur to really just knock you down so easily.
That right there is why I'm Team Gen 1, okay? You can call me an overhead all you want, okay?
Oh my gosh!
Always.
Up air strings.
So those are my favorite.
What? What is he doing?
Oh, you're respect all Pokemon around here. You gotta worry about that.
But yeah, man, the Ivysaur downer is so clutch in these situations that being able to get those KOs and first off stage while your ally is on stage is really, really important.
And even though it has such
Oh
a large
my
range,
God.
it's actually quite hard to get. So Zacharay being able to time it every single time has been great.
Good God, what the?
Adding more flame to that fire. Nice work.
Oh. And then also getting these combos with Squirtle. This guy can't be stopped.
That's what I was mentioning earlier, man.
Jeez! Zachary! Chill!
And he's making clean work of him every time there's a
Good
one-on-one
Lord.
situation. Either percent's being filled or the stock. Man. Oh, that was a really smart laser from Sephiroth.
My God!
All right, and this guided Robo Beam is going to be tremendous to cover a lot of ground. Kuro trying to get the air dodge to escape it, but going to live despite taking the damage. Only 74.
Again, I think the stage really coming into play there with this
Jeez.
large stage Kuro being able to live with proper DI, and we're going to see again maybe one-on-one situations. How are they going to adapt? Zacharay being such a menace.
Oh, Kuro, that boost kick going to throw a little damage on Sep Pro, but not enough to get him safely back to the stage.
I feel like Sep Pro is definitely being the target here, being that big character with the percent racking up quite quickly. Definitely having a hard time maintaining control here. Kuro with the edge guard, being able to juggle Robbie so easily, definitely showing up here.
Yeah, that quick draw recovery just running into the brick wall of Zacharay. Now turning his attention over to Sep Pro, just struggling to get back safely. Zacharay unrelenting with his pressure that he is applying.
Yeah, Zacharay is just covering the entire edge guard situation. Whenever Kuro tosses anyone to him, he's just ready with the backer, ready with the down. Zacharay!
Assist of the year, man. 06.
Jesus! What the hell?
It's mad.
He can't be stopped! He's
Jesus!
a legend.
In the making.
What in the?
Oh, there's that evil mother.
My God!
Reverse higher control zone.
Jesus!
He's still going!
Ichigo is experiencing right now. A little vertigo.
Why does this Ivysaur have infinite PP? What's going on? You shouldn't be able to put out this many moves. Oh my God. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Okay, for the last couple seconds here, not gonna be able to get the side B.
I don't even think it mattered.
Yeah, I don't
I feel like
Jesus! How can we see how many stocks he took?
Turned something on and just
Flip that switch, man.
Jesus!
some stone in his pocket or whatever.
What the frick? He got 8 kills!
Honestly,
That's crazy. Oh my God, Zachary.
Oh my
I
God!
think a lot of that was, like I said, I think with his ally was staying on stage and just like possibly opponents doing it, but the edge guarding from Zachary was just phenomenal. The offstage play.
He went off.
On the opposite end.
Like-
From all the other abilities he could use.
Oh my
It almost
God.
seemed like you know, as talented as he is, it almost seemed like for me, Seb was a little more nervous than I was expecting. Obviously, doubles can be a very chaotic environment, but you always just kind of got to rise to the challenge. And in that one, from what I saw, it just looked like the nerves might have got the better of him.
Right. Supergirl Kells, what do you think could have been a little bit different there from Australia's end in that previous game?
I think they were being too aggressive. I really think they were forcing themselves off stage, really trying to chase this Venusaur, and really trying to just get that edge guard as quick as possible. They kept going low, and then Zacharay just kept popping them down. In general, they were just really pushing themselves into their face, putting themselves in positions they just couldn't get comfortable in, and lost the stock for it.
Right. But still got to give a hand to them. That was an incredible set that we just saw here. But up next, we got the winner side of this seed bracket. We got Europe versus North America.
Let's go.
Oh man, what do you think is going to happen here? How do you think they're going to divvy up the 1v1 and the 2v2s? Both of them still do have their substitutions as well.
I mean, if I'm North America,
Hey, Egg Rolly, what's up?
Raph, go ahead and just go in there and just handle the
How you doing?
Kind of want to almost try and hopefully assure that victory. It's not obviously a guarantee because the European side, look, Light is one of the, I feel like, unheralded, you know, players that we have in our competitive scene. He's a really talented individual. Like, he's been tearing up the European scene for a while. So if those two were to butt heads in the 1v1, then it'll really come down to the 2v2, but I think to really spice things up.
Yeah, I think the 2v2s, from what we've seen, could either go or just get fully blown apart if you're really good in the team dynamic. So I think it's going to come down to which of these players have the better team dynamic. And in terms of character selection, what do you think is going to be happening here?
I really think we might be seeing Wrath's Joker.
World
versus,
Championship is exciting. Watching Zach Ray just
Australian,
take stocks is exciting.
we're
That
gonna be
kid
seeing Light
is
coming out for sure.
so
I think
much
that's
fun to
gonna be the case
watch.
here. Characters, maybe Palutena
I've
or
never seen him play
Samus,
Pokemon
but
Trainer
one of those
before
characters
today,
being able to put so much pressure onto
and he
Joker,
just took
I
8
think that would
stocks in that
definitely
last
be a
match.
Great decision to do. Really get Joker off that stage, block his edge guards, or even just edge, like being able to come back on the stage.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the best case, especially as you were saying, EE, that we have Light that has been exploding in the European competitive scene. So I feel like that's their best shot if they want to really tackle Wrath.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know they're more than likely going to send out Raptors. Put in Light. That's the matchup I want to see.
Wait a second, what the hell?
Yeah, the strong players, the
best on each team.
Yeah,
That's no disrespect. Everybody on that stage is good.
of course.
Okay?
Pug, what the?
Everybody's got an A. Some people got A's.
They're there, we're here.
Please tell me that on that bread,
But yeah, I'm very interested to see
that
what
is
happens with this particular game. Because like we're saying,
hummus.
the script got flipped. Things didn't happen the way we thought we were going to go.
Please tell me that's hummus that you spread on that bread.
We thought was going to happen. And I think the big thing is that the items aren't as huge a factor as we thought they were going to be.
We're seeing Sonic! Sonic!
So we got the
Supergirl
player.
Kel.
We didn't get the matchup.
We got a Sonic on stage. Supergirl Kel, tell us what's good right now.
I'll
So
let
let me tell you about this matchup real quick. When the game came out, all Sonic players...
Why did you put cheese on it?
Okay.
It is so hard for Sonic to get completely onto Palutena without really forcing
But it doesn't need anything besides peanut butter.
So it's really about
Peanut butter on bread is great.
Why'd
Why'd you put cheese on it?
With that offstage edge guard. Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, you want to talk
Back
about
air?
not limiting things. You can't limit this boy's potential. He is just going the distance right out the gate.
What the heck? You already have macaroni and cheese.
Striking out on that one.
Yeah, hitting Sonic with an item.
But you don't need to put cheese on it?
Yeah.
Did it taste
Back into
good?
this vortex here. So as I was saying, when the game came out,
Is that mozzarella
conversation about
cheese?
this matchup, but as time has gone on,
I can't
Sonic
imagine
has
that
adjusted to
tasted
study
good,
the
did
matchup so
it?
hard. So I feel like that is why we're seeing the Sonic here. Maybe so much practice has come out from Wrath here up against Palutena.
Why didn't you just make
When you
grilled
go back to,
cheese?
even the last cutter, he was one of the best
Or
Sonic
a peanut butter
players before.
sandwich?
He definitely brought that
Like,
brought
why didn't you make, like,
to ultimate
a
and
peanut butter
way of
sandwich
playing.
and then make a
His
grilled
first
cheese
hand,
sandwich?
A smash ball making his first appearance. Gotta imagine Sonic has the speed to get
It
there.
tasted good? What the hell?
With that
Okay,
diagonal
well,
trajectory where that is,
I wouldn't have thought.
Here we go. Super hard and super Sonic.
There we go, man.
Gotta go back. Oh, it gets the KO. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I've never
Let's not
seen that
forget,
before,
we have
Pug.
the recent patch updates that
Don't send that
Sonic
one to Gordon
was
Ramsay.
a little bit improved in terms of knockback. Are going to get the comeback here from Light. That's
Dude,
so-
honestly, I don't think I'm gonna.
Yo, the
I'm probably not gonna make anything either.
phenomenal, man. Chasing him every single
I got like a ton of videos I gotta upload.
This is tough, man. If Light doesn't pick this up, this is gonna be a long 6 minutes.
I
That's
might
for
just
sure.
order food.
Yeah, it feels like Light is definitely maybe unfamiliar with this matchup.
I feel like
He's
I
having a hard
usually
time
make a
knowing
lot of
how
food
to
though
approach
during the
Sonic
week, so
safely. And I believe he's maybe jumping a bit too much. When
I'm
you
okay
jump
with not
against
making
Sonic,
food on the
you're giving him
weekends.
that room
That's
to
that open.
scoop you up.
Yeah.
A tremendous opening in Wrath. He's opened up a can, and you know what? Thus far, Light really struggling to just get his footing on the stage, just trying to get really any kind of offense going. It's hard to strike when you're on the defensive end so much.
I have 5 videos to
I think,
upload.
yeah,
Oh wait, one of them's already uploaded. It just needs posted. I have 4 videos to upload.
For Light to get any concern unless he has a character match in all of it.
Yes, exactly. Sonic is one of those characters that if you just don't understand, you are not winning. And that's
And that,
That's being validated.
Excuse me, what the frick is happening with this?
God. Yeah, offstage play, you know, you're just kind of letting him recover back. Play, you know, you're just kind of letting him recover back from stage. It's really difficult for Light getting started. Look at even the mix-up with that and whatnot. The item actually really helped me out there, being able to get that back air being shielded after all.
Definitely, and this stage also really helps out Sonic. The stage where you can actually.
I really
go
cannot
through
wait to
the
get
middle
up
and
though.
even under
It's
and over it.
been
Sonic
6
has
hours and
clear
20 minutes.
recovery. This really helps him out in terms of where is he gonna land. You got no idea.
There we go.
That will fill it out.
I'm glad to see that. You know, you don't want to waste your smash ball in that situation, but now it's like, okay, you got an opportunity to bring things.
Yeah,
Give yourself an opportunity if you can confirm with this black hole.
Yeah, I think that's one of the stronger finals matches. You're getting a few nairs and gonna just
Right.
throw it out there.
Such a good smash ball, so hard to avoid.
It's really
But you saw what Light was doing. Like, he didn't want to do it right away because he knew he needed more damage. But I guess in that situation, he didn't want to risk getting run down and having it knocked away.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 minutes left, you gotta make something happen. You gotta get momentum is also like an important factor, right? Like even if you may not get the KO, at least he's got way more momentum. He's playing a lot better than he was in the first couple minutes of the game.
Explosive
Being able
flame.
to really use the side Bs and whatnot.
All right, I love the way that Light is adapting. That's not
Oh,
gonna
the hell?
Looks like Sonic's out, but he's just around. Don't worry.
Oh, man, you see Light just trying to create any kind of opening.
Oh my god.
Needed that.
There you go.
All right, but Raph still firmly in control. We are under 2 minutes to play.
Here we go. Here we have another edge guard from Wrath. I feel like Light has been adapting. He's been doing a definitely better job. Almost a kill. If it was a
It's
nair,
a high-
he would have done it. But in that case, up there, being a little weak.
Oh my god.
His best Nest impression, but not able to connect.
Here we go, back onto the center stage. Light, got time to juggle. And if you have something in your pocket, it is time to take it out and throw it at this hedgehog.
Grab that bat
Yeah,
and just
man,
throw it
with
at him.
1 minute remaining. What
There you
is
go.
it? Just throws
It
it
works.
for a bet instead, and then throws it off stage because he doesn't want the item shenanigans to be not in his favor.
Can we just
Yeah, the Sonic is was not expecting that.
We can talk about it. Talk about it. Supersonic though making another appearance. My man Light just trying to go low.
Man.
I mean, all things considered,
No damage.
minimal damage. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
And honestly, it took him time too, I think, which is very important with just 1 minute remaining. A long little cutscene like that is very good.
Not gonna connect the fair, but we'll get the second one. Such a great tech chase here. Another edge guard Sonic twirl right now. Looking good.
Basically.
So clean. But here we go. Light's finally starting to get his footing. He's chasing where Sonic's going to land. but
Now,
doesn't
he
stick
could
to the
honestly
back
could
here
just
from Wrath.
carry him off stage with that item, but
Force match, but 20 seconds remaining. Light does get that KO. That's something.
very much so needed that in a major way as we are down to just 15 seconds. If Light can just hold on to this fight, you just don't want to lose it. It's really what it comes down to.
We know something about Wrath. He is so good at maintaining control and just running.
We're just gonna let this one run out.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got Wrath at 1%.
I mean,
He's not
look,
going anywhere.
Let's keep it real. At parts of that match, it was looking uglier than the Sonic movie, okay? I'm just keeping it real with you, man.
It's getting reanimated. Come on, he's getting reanimated.
Yeah, but you know, the problem with that is my man Light doesn't get a free opportunity at that match.
You're right.
Bad.
You're right.
Bad.
Ew.
Very, very bad.
Like that. Going into this game 2 now with the 2-on-2. The man Jordan can't have to give this man a break. So he's doing
Tone it down.
This man,
Doing everything.
what a
But
legend.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll DLC you later.
Bye, fish. Take
No,
care.
seriously, leave. No.
Yeah, get out.
Just playing, man.
Wow.
We love Fish. He did an excellent job up here for sure. No doubt about it.
We gotta befriend them.
Of course.
Go make the Sonic baseball.
All right, so EE, what do you think happened in that game 1? What do you think was really the reason why Wrath was able to clutch it so well, just holding composure the entire time?
It was the hot start. Again, you got somebody who comes and is well known from the competitive scene. He's not going to get nervous when the light's on. And, you know, we just saw that for the most part. Light, I want to argue, though, no knock against Light's skill, but I think some matchup inexperience played a huge part in how that one developed, especially early on.
For sure. Yeah, what do you think against Sonic? Because you were saying that Palutena is Sonic's perhaps worst matchup. what do you think the Palutena could have been doing a little bit better to combat against that Hedgehog?
So that was the beginning of when this game came out, definitely. Everyone was very used to how Sonic used to play. He's very different in this game. They've adjusted him a lot, so he kind of has to change his whole playstyle. So as time has gone on, Sonic has gotten a lot more comfortable with the Palutena matchup. Don't know if it's now his worst or not. We don't know. It's still a fresh new game, but definitely the jumps. We had so much jumps coming in from Light that Wrath was able to scoop in. Sonic is also just that character that if you're losing against, you're going to get nervous. It's very hard to bring it back, to catch Sonic, to really force yourself to be aggressive against him. That's what he wants you to do. He's going in your face. So, you know, he's being himself around you. So it's really not just falling the pressure under what Sonic can do, staying calm, realizing where is Wrath going to, where is he jumping to, where is he landing. So taking advantage of that is very important.
And that'll be it again for me. Thank you so much for joining.
No problem, Vish. Thank you so much. Let's get onto it. Robin versus, and Sir John with Poltergust and Devontae. This is Europe versus North America.
And no doubt about it. I mean, look, Sir John was absolutely spectacular in the first outing we saw, and that was only in a single setting. So now we're mixing things up a little bit, putting him on a doubles field, and I think he's going to do quite well. Devontae and Polto, they've already shown they have the good team chemistry, and we'll see if that'll be enough to just kind of halt this European team.
For sure, yeah, you're talking about this chemistry. The first time we're going to be seeing the chemistry from the European side. But Robin definitely has a chance to team with him. He definitely has great experience, such a good job at sticking with his partner. But a slow character like Peach, don't know if he can really stick with Sir John. Taking a lot of percent right now. That fight is so good to just clean up that
Exactly.
No doubt about it. I mean, that's kind of going to be, you know, right? We already know what Peach can do in singles, but in doubles, it is a little bit tougher of a field, you can argue. And I do think Devontae and Polt, they have the good mobility as well as some strong KO power behind them as well to really hold things down.
Definitely, for sure. Devontae now, we had Poltergust just healing him a little bit too. That's going to help Yoshi, a very heavy character. Will not go out that quick, and I think that percent that he heals from actually saved Poltergust, but it's time for that.
Right on cue as well. They needed that. They're going to nicely charge up. Why not? Back to back, those stocks falling off the rack. Well done for Robin, really keeping his team in this.
Really love how, you know, with Sir John just kind of taking a nap real quick, you know, refreshing the hand, taking that snooze, being able to heal a little bit, so good stuff for him. And now we are resetted. Poltergust, Devontae here, new fresh stock to see if they can take Sir John's stock, and as I'm saying that, it's going to drop Poltergust so good at running in and picking out the stock.
Actually, love what
Here,
Robin did in that situation.
be right back. He wants to play. I'll be right back.
Over and help Sir John. Came over a little too late, but that goes to show you, man, they're definitely playing doubles right now. Nobody in it for themselves.
For sure. I think they've all realized that that was a big smash ball that could have caused heavy damage to not only the opponents, but to themselves. So no risk here. Definitely want to play the safe game. This is Europe versus North America, so a lot of them, a lot of that back there, so strong.
That cleanup by Bolt was sensational.
Yeah, you always feel like you can avoid that back air, but that little back kiss up to Yoshi's tail is a lot bigger than what people will look.
All right, going for the bike, not able to connect on anyone specifically there. Bolt trying to land safely, able to do that, and then immediately go back in, put on that offensive flurry, which he has shown off time and time again. Even at 116, man, showing no fear.
We're seeing the team plays coming out from Robin and Sir John right now, both of them kind of hitting the opponents back and forth, kind of creating like a ping pong scenario, and we are going back to bed. No, you need those 8 hours of sleep.
No doubt about it, man. Somebody who got some rest as well. Jordan has joined us at the desk. Good to see you, my man. Hope you're feeling good.
Oh, EE, it is great to see you. Kels, great job as well, too. And you look at the mayhem, that is 2-on-2 right now, but you look at the ability of certain characters like Yoshi and how well he's able to move in the air here, Kels. Certainly able to put a lot of pressure and maneuver around the stage here.
Yes, definitely, for sure. Yoshi, that character, as you were saying, has great momentum, has super armor. Super armor, basically, these frames within the character's movements that make him quite invincible. He might take damage, but no actual knockback, which allows Poltergust to really get anywhere he wants to on the stage.
And obviously Wario, with that bike, able to create so much havoc on the stage here at EE. It's a projectile for a character that usually doesn't have a lot of range, but you know that Devontae is so capable of utilizing that to mix up opponents.
Oh, absolutely. Again, we've highlighted the fact this man's whole style is just kind of bait and just kind of punish from there. And being able to use that as a recovery tool as well as get on stage and just cause a lot of chaos. You've seen it thus far. It's been an excellent pressure tool even amongst all the chaos with these items and just his 4 characters just slugging it out. As you see, he's already got himself on that beam sword. His best Jedi impression.
Well, anything that he can do to add more range to his attacks can go against someone like Peach and Robin GG that is so good at attacking at different levels with that float tails, and it gives Wario a lot of options to apply some pressure.
Definitely, for sure. And we got this cloud of smoke, so you can't even see what Devontae's doing right now. You don't know if you're getting a neutral air or what, but we got Robin's golf club that is ready to just kind of smack you away from the competition and not even deal with that smoke.
Robin able to keep that one in the fairway, and we have a stage change, and once again, the players being able to adapt to that very, very quickly here at EE and being able to change their strategy based upon the landscape.
A good majority of these stages that I've seen, barring a few, you're seeing these a lot in competitive play, so there's not going to be some unfamiliarity. That's going to be one thing I think is really benefiting through this stage more better, which I think is just making things even more exciting, and it really puts those players on their toes. And you're seeing right now Robin is able to excel thus far, having no problem back and forth. The action goes though, man. He'll take the stock and then lose it at the same time.
And you keep an eye on Sir John as Zero Suit Samus. That damage continues to go up here at this point, Kel. What do you have to do to make sure with a minute left you can maybe hang on to that precious stock, that precious point?
Zero Suit Samus, as we say that, it just loses that stock, but definitely such a great character who can actually be anywhere at any single time. So good at avoiding, being really thin, super quick, super in shape. She just knows where she could be. But we'll take that stock down, but we got Poltergust who does lose the stock.
That was huge by Robin GG, using the banana gun to get that KO, and now we're down to 30 seconds EE. How do you change your approach here when you know that, okay, not much time left on the clock, I can't give up any easy points?
I mean, at this point, it's just all about maximizing how long you can keep this last stock to last. There's no reason any of these guys should really lose a stock at this point. Even Robin can just kind of fade away and just kind of play that back line and let Sir John do a lot of that coverage. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. Even at 72, I don't think it's going to get up to 1% where a KO is going to be viable for either of these characters.
3 seconds left. You hear the countdown. Doesn't look like anybody's going to get KO'd. You see the time. Let's see who was victorious right here.
Hey.
Surprise,
Nicely
surprise.
done by Team Europe. So they battle back to the 2v2 after losing the one-on-one. And you look at the score here now, and 2 of our top teams that were very close coming in. We'll do the math here. We'll get the abacus, the calculator out here at EE, but very nicely done by the pair of the European players to bounce back.
Well, I think, honestly, and that's not even a surprise to me. You know, I highlighted the fact that, you know, even before this competition started, it seemed like overall their teamwork seemed like to be the most on the same page. And I think in a double scenario, and of course you got Light there to kind of give some guidance too, that's really what's going to propel them. And I think that was really critical against a team like Devontae and Poet, who have shown to be very capable already.
And Kels, it's such a good point. The teamwork we see 2v2. What are some of the other areas these players are going to be communicating about and trying to work on when they get that opportunity to pair up with one of their buddies?
For sure, and we've been seeing that within Europe. I really love the way that they kind of created that ping pong situation. They really forced Team America to be within each other, get one out of the way, hit one after the other. You know, they really did a good job at racking that damage on that one character. And then, okay, well, let's leave him alone. Let's go to the other guy. They really stuck together the entire time. And that is the key of doubles. Talking to your partner, having communication, and not really going after somebody, but maintaining control of that stage together as a team.
And that's such a good point. We're going to keep bringing up that term stage control because especially with items here at EE, you control the stage. You have the fastest path to the items where even though they're on low, they can make enough of a difference to turn the tide here.
That's what, again, that's what I keep telling people. You know, it's all about your neutral game, right? How solidly you can just control the pace of the matchup. And then for you, the items are all in your control because you dictate how they go. And some items you even saw at times when they're pressuring somebody, they don't even elect to go for it. Because what do you need to? You have full stage control. You're putting on the pressure. I don't need the item. But because I'm pressuring you so much, it's always an option.
It's such a good point you bring up because oftentimes you see that item and it's like myself, if I see bacon in the buffet line, I'm going to drop everything I do and go for it. But
Give me a call.
you can't lose. Yeah, I will actually. Jump up, man. But you have to be careful about how you go about those items. You can't be distracted. Let's take a look at the updated bracket here after we just got done with Team USA versus Team Europe. We'll see the semifinals and how they are seeded. Team Europe, they will be taking on Australia, New Zealand. Meanwhile, North America taking on Japan. And things start to change here because we go to Squad Strike Tag Team best of 3 single elimination. And Kels, I know that you've had a chance to ponder about this format here. What's going to be the key for some of these teams as we get set for Squad Strike here?
I think definitely who is going to be coming out, for sure. Really, I think looking back at what has been going on this whole tournament, why are we this seed? Why are we last seed? What did we do wrong? Who is up against who? Who struggled with who? So I think that's definitely the key of who are they going to send out and why. That's definitely the question each team is going to want to ask. We have Europe that has just been exploding. I've been talking about how I think I'm putting my bets on them.
Oh.
So I've been saying that since the beginning. They have just been taking such good advantage of who to use, which character, which player are we putting out. So I really love their decision making, and I think the other teams need to definitely look up to them a little bit more and take that notes.
You know, it's been wonderful talking to these players all week. We had a chance to chat with Sir John, and you really admire the skill level of these players and how they got here. And Sir John was talking about the greatest feeling in this game is recognizing a weakness you might have, working on it, and then overcoming it. And it speaks to the fact that for all these players, there have been more downs than people expect. You have to really go through a lot of adversity, a lot of losses to learn to become a better player to get to this stage.
No doubt about it. And it's interesting, too, because you look at the qualifiers, and not everybody made it off the first jump, right? You have some people, Europe's a great example. For Ghost, he actually tried to qualify at a tournament. So, right, that's how you know you have some dedication. You're at a tournament trying to play an online qualifier as well. But as soon as you're able to just kind of realize what went wrong, how to change that and correct the situation, you just see players flourish. I think that is one of the reasons, again, I highlight the fact, one of the best aspects of this game is the upsets, because you see it come through the perseverance of somebody able to correct those deficiencies and improve.
Kels, it seems like character choice when you get set for Squad Strike might play a big role. How do they go about this? Is it as simple as everybody choose your main, or do you look at maybe who the other team is choosing and try to give them different play styles to deal with?
That's definitely what I would do, is look at the other team. Which characters are they going to be using, and which one of my characters would definitely be best to use against these characters, but also the stage. And now we have items, so item play. Which characters do we have would use these items to the best advantage as well, and who can get to that smash ball the quickest? We've been seeing this entire tournament how the smash ball has really been changing that game. So I think that's going to be a huge factor for sure.
And EE, you're going to have natural differences in play style anyway. It's a different person controlling a different character every single time you take a stock. How important is it to play the percentage, the score and scenario game where you're looking at your percentage versus what they might have when they come in, so you make sure that you continue to always have that advantage based upon how you guys are doing?
Well, it's hard because a lot of times nerves can play a factor. You see that percent starting to build and starting to mount. You get a little more careful with your movement. I think, honestly, overall, the best way to maintain composure. It's really going to come down to that. And that's why I think it's so important when you put people in a 3v3 environment like this, you have to have that good camaraderie with your team. They got to be keeping you engaged. You just kind of want to galvanize the troops and just handle business.
What's interesting is you oftentimes see teams save their strongest player for their third and final stock. It seems like if I know that great player's coming up here, Kels, I want to make sure I at least have somewhat of an advantage going in. I don't want to empty everything in the tank and then get stuck with their best player here at the end. So how important it is to get off to a good start in Squad Strike?
Definitely a great start. It's going to build up, as you said, confidence, and even just not to be too nervous, and just the advantage of which character is what, So definitely we were seeing Wrath versus Light before, and we were talking about how those are the top picks of Europe and North America. But we saw Light get, let's just say, a little trampled on. But maybe another player on Team Europe could have handled Wrath better. We don't know. Maybe somebody on the team could be higher up, but they might handle Sonic better. So it really comes down to that as well, of who can handle this character the best.
Team Europe taking on Team Australia, New Zealand. Let's take a closer look, and here's some more from our friend down under.
Oh, Copper, he is a
Hey, I'm Ghost.
King Charles Cavalier.
Pro 101, Ichigo, and
The
we're the team
Ruby King
representing
Charles
Australia
Cavalier.
and New Zealand. I just love the community. It evolves over time, people come in, they come out, but I think it's just the community that keeps them playing the game.
The Smash community is actually incredibly accepting. It brings people together that share differences.
Cool, very friendly.
You hear that word that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, community, and you both are obviously big parts of the Smash community. what can you say to some folks that are maybe just getting into the game here, Kels, that haven't necessarily played a lot of competitive and they want to know what that scene's looking like? Can you describe it for us?
Definitely, there are tournaments everywhere now. Everyone is playing this game. So to find your local scene and just, if you have that passion for this game, go to it. Go ask some questions. Just like these players here, they got here and we are in this game because of them. So let's get going. We're gonna go ahead and commentate Light versus Ichigo.
Here we go, Team Europe in red, Team Australia in blue, and EE. You see the characters chosen. Any initial thoughts on what we see here at the bottom of the screen?
Well, you know, I'm not too surprised about the Sheik, the Pit decision, though. That, to me, definitely caught me off guard. But I tell you what, I like Pit's ability to really, when you get off stage, just survive. That is the name of the game. And you can almost argue, too, that lightweight of Sheik, oftentimes we see it can betray her at times. Even losing stocks as early as like 80%. That is not what you want to see going forward. And I'll tell you what, this Def Scythe is not going to make things any easier. He's able to connect a solid hit.
Have to be careful not to get above 100% with that. And Kels, you look at Light going with Sheik. Sheik, a very combo-heavy character, going to have to land a lot of hits here in order to rack up that damage.
Of course, though, we do have
It is a
smashes
lot of
and
hits.
these stages. These stages are also very, very
Kill power is
like
not very
small
good
on
for
the
Sheik.
edges. So because of that, it
Same.
will give an advantage to Sheik's kill power, and we saw that just now. And the combo game is just going to keep racking only 68% and easy hits to go up here to bring Ike to the exact same percent quite soon.
Best of 3, and as we say, very nicely done by Light and Sheik, making the most of that one stock advantage right now. And you've got Ike character EE that's got some nice large hitboxes and a lot of those safe neutral attacks coming in here.
No doubt about it, a lot of good hitboxes, but when you're actually able to connect, the one thing that we've seen so far is Light has just been almost debilitating with this gameplay, not allowing anything to go the way of Ichigo. You saw him even for a moment had the smash ball getting it knocked out. For Light, it's not about the smash ball. He's doing all of it himself.
Oh, how about Ichigo? Well-placed power block, able to connect and send Light to the top of the screen. Here comes Palutena jumping in right now, and we've noticed before, Palutena gonna love to try and grapple. Very mobile character as well, too. If you're Ike, this is
There
one
it
where
is.
you just gotta try to hang on and get as much damage racked up as you possibly can.
For sure, Ike's such a heavy character, wants to stay in the game for as long as possible and get that damage. That smash ball looking scary, but Ichigo's Ike, you're not
She
gonna
saved
get
it.
another hit, and now we are down to the last.
Light saved it for the last stock.
Hit here. Dark, but let's see what he's got. The Palutena showing that he, and he's like, I'm showing you that I am your angel.
One of the best smash attacks in the game, then the X-Bomb connects as well too. So you look at Team Europe, 2-1 stock advantage and plenty of life as well too, EE. You just have to play smart and not give Ichigo Australia anything easy here.
No doubt about it. It has been anything but easy thus far. Light has been putting on an absolute clinic. I mean, you see him just kind of dominating. He still has a whole nother character in the tank. Meanwhile, this Dark Pit looking like that stock is on borrowed time, barring some kind of miracle, and that star is not going to lend to that.
Ichigo trying to mount a comeback, got a steep hill
Oh,
to
you-
climb.
I mean, yeah,
Light,
there's the
and
stock
that will
right there.
do the KO and Light shining bright in that matchup right there. Very nicely done.
Light's
Giving
been
some
hitting the
momentum to
gym,
Team
man.
Europe as they get set for the second match here. And what we really saw was the ability of Sheik to disrupt everything that Team Australia and Ichigo was
Looking
trying
swole.
to do.
Definitely. I mean, any sword character, Pit, Ike, really does a great job at baiting and punishing, not actually committing first, but fading back and forth, where Sheik is a character that just gets in your face and gets that job done. So I felt it looked so hard for the sword characters to really land and find that footing. Sheik just able to put so much damage so quickly. I feel like just Australia was very overwhelmed.
And Sheik doing a great job of just protecting the edge there and really keeping a lot of the players for Ichigo off the stage, and really Ichigo never felt comfortable, it felt like. It seemed like no matter what character they're trying to throw, could never just find that rhythm in this match.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? It really comes down to momentum, especially at the start of a match like this. You have to
I gotta
be
decide
confident
what
from
to
the
eat.
Jump. And you look at the case of Light, I was a little worried about, again, that lightweight of Sheik sometimes can betray her, but it wasn't an issue because you're just tacking on so much percent. You mentioned it, Jordan, the combo game of
Because
Sheik
I'm gonna
is strong.
try and get
It
all
was
these
put on
videos
full
up
display.
tonight,
And racking
so
up so much damage, but then once again the smash ball. I think Palutena getting that
I
smash
kinda wanna
ball,
get
we
started
know
on
that
them,
can
like,
turn
right
the
when all
tide
this
in a
is
match,
over.
and you have to make sure you get that when it comes down to these squad strikes, because
That
it's
way
going
it's
to change the tide. When
out
it's
of the way for
For
tomorrow,
sure,
because
we
tomorrow
almost saw
they'll be
it.
like
We literally almost brought it back. He had that smash
way
ball. The
more
percent was already
videos
rise. I
to
think
do,
Sheik
like,
was maybe at
way
98 when he did
more.
get the smash ball, so that would have brought it back for him, but just was not able to set it. I feel like Sheik again, so much hits, so fast, was able to just suck that smash ball out of him and really just say, hey, like, this is mine. You know?
And EE, what's interesting is you go from Sheik to Palutena, definitely a difference in play style there, but on Ichigo's side, you had Pit, Dark Pit, and Ike, and really just 3 sword wielding characters, so not much variance there. Didn't really have to force Light to adjust too much.
Well, I think the main thing too is the fact that, you know, Pit and Dark Pit. I mean, that's pretty much, you're almost one and the same at that point. So for, if I'm Light, I'm just thinking, okay, well, I'm going to play the matchup almost identical. And we saw from open and tip, that was enough to just propel him ahead so far that the Ike just, there was no real difference to be found there, unfortunately.
Well, as we said, Team Europe taking on Team Australia, New Zealand. We heard from Australia, New Zealand. Let's hear from Team Europe.
I'm Light. Sedra.
Robin GG.
Thunder. We are Team Europe and we are here to take it all.
Why Smash? Because it's a game you can get into very easily and it's so much fun to play, and these are all different scenarios you can get every time you play.
It's made like for every age. Doesn't matter how old are you, even people who are like 40 still enjoy the game, like my mom or me. I started playing with 6 and 26 now and it's still super fun.
I appreciate the video editor showing a shot of me when he said age 40 playing Smash. So thank you. A couple more years till that. Unbelievable. Who do you got to give $10 to around here? But you look at Team Europe, and you've been high on this team all tournament long throughout the week, Kels, and they are certainly demonstrating why they are a force to be reckoned with.
For sure. I mean, I had a chance to play every single one of them. They're all extremely passionate players. Not to say that none of them, the other ones are, but they have just worked so hard and so underrated. I feel slept on. So because of that, they just come so prepared, and we're going to just sweep under the rug, you know?
And Kels, I'm going to toss it right back to you. See the character choices. Robin GG taking on Seb Pro. Your thoughts?
So Seb Pro, we know him for his Rob, now opening up a Pokemon trainer. Very interesting. I know about his Inkling, so he's got that in the back for sure.
Well,
very big force to be reckoned with. Squirtle,
no
can
punish.
handle Peach here, definitely a great choice. A character who can really space out, get into your face, and get that damage on. Almost the down air coming in, but just a little bit misspaced.
And switching to Ivysaur, what are you typically seeing when we see these Pokemon changes as Pokemon trainer here, EE?
Well, I mean, for Ivysaur, it's, look, you do such an excellent job, even at those mid percents, really just being able to find even kill confirms when you get up to the higher ones, too. You obviously know Squirtle's great at low percents. Charizard can back up, clean up for the higher percents, but Ivysaur just falls in perfectly to that good middle weight, and almost can be a caveat too if you're Peach, because that's good combo food as well, depending on how things shape up.
Ivysaur with some great zoning tools as well too, trying to use that POW block to its advantage right now. No luck right there, but Robin GG over the 100% mark as we get rolling here.
Pseudo 51's
to
at
pick out
E3.
Peach from the air. Peach doing a good job of dancing around the sky.
Definitely, for sure, but will get launched into the
Gonna
blast.
announce No More Heroes 3 maybe?
Over her opponents and really try to make that damage with her tiptoes, but Ivysaur will just be ready to hit you up. And here comes Wii Fit Trainer, showing Ivysaur needs to get fit.
Wii Fit Trainer with the Smash Ball, able to apply a lot of damage there, but Ivysaur still hanging out, still staying alive. This is what we talk about, EE. These moments in the match where if you're Ivysaur, you can rack up some damage on Wii Fit Trainer. You put your team in a really good position.
Oh, absolutely. And then you got the big body of Charizard coming out right now, too, so you already know he's going to be able to survive a little bit longer. So if I'm Robin, I'm thinking that that sense of urgency, it might start to pick up just a bit, just a little here. And you see already, it looks like he's electing to just stick with Ivysaur and Charizard as his main go-to, but Robin says enough of that, get him out of here.
Robin GG doing a great job of stabilizing this match. Seb Pro going to go with Inkling at this point. You see the bomb shoot racing around the stage. Have to be mindful of that. Inkling so quick, so dynamic, so many different ways to attack. And Wii Fit Trainer, though, very athletic, can use that opportunities to avoid a lot of what we're going to see here from Seb.
Have any of you guys seen
Definitely going to have to
Alpha?
remember that Wii Fit Trainer in
I wonder
this
what
game,
he's
when
doing
he's got
today.
deep breathe, it's a
I wonder if he's gonna
danger
get to watch
to
any of
everybody.
the
Games have been greatly increased. So we're seeing that right now. 88
conferences
for
with
64
us.
is not much. One deep breathe to put him back. Here it comes. Let's see if he can get himself that KO.
Wii Fit Trainer putting Seb Pro through some hot yoga right now. 73 to 100, looking to get the KO off the side. Trying to do some edge guarding. Seb Pro able to get back on, turn the tables. You see that splat bomb trying to ledge trap at this point. No luck right there, but connects that black hole bomb just out of the reach of Robin GG. And right now we see EE, Robin GG doing exactly what you want to do when you were down coming in.
Absolutely, you know, and this is, I mean, this is tremendous. Not only mounting the comeback, but taking the lead at that. That's going to force out Seb Pro to the Rob. Now, keep in mind, though, Seb Pro, Rob being his best character, he has a very strong combo game, and we've seen his
I'm pretty sure I was watching this, watching the tournament that it came from.
And Robin, as we said,
And
with Wii Fit Trainer continues
that
the
Wii Fit
assault, but
Trainer
Rob getting
is
the smash ball, we know he's
pretty
gonna
sick,
hang
but I
on
feel like
to
you
the
never
stage.
see
Can he connect with Wii Fit Trainer? does.
Oh, he
Let's
got
go
him.
ahead and move on to the next stock.
I
You
feel
know what's
like
happening there. And in
you
comes Daisy
never
and
see anyone
Rob
play
doing a fine
male
job.
Wii
It's
Fit
only
trainer,
21%
like, ever.
different, so this is anybody's match here, Kels.
And he really needed to get rid of that Wii Fit trainer because he was having such a hard time dealing with it. I feel like he was learning on the spot about that matchup, finally getting rid of it. And now that Daisy is out, a character that a lot of people need to know if you definitely want to play this game competitively, a very strong character.
Man,
And
this-
Rob
this-
made that character, that record
he's
so
going in
advantage so fast
on
from
him.
safe distance, makes it hard for Peach to
Oh,
really
and
get
just
in
2
or
moves,
Daisy
it's
as well.
even.
Here comes the Hokatate bomb. That's going to control part of the stage
Oh,
here.
Peach
Sephiroth
and
gonna have to be
Daisy.
mindful of that while handling the aggression
That
coming
fair
in from
does so
Daisy.
much
Rob
damage.
dancing off the side of the stage, knowing that rocket's going to land here pretty soon, but Daisy now trying to mix things up, switch between that neutral and that float neutral as well too.
Yeah, you mentioned controlling the stage.
The
I mean,
bread and butter
either
combo
one of these guys
from-
really just going back and forth. You see the crate coming through and unloading some
You
very
could just-
useful
you
items.
could
In the
just
case
go
of
after him.
Sephiroth, could have the time right now to get the setup. You see Robin trying to create some separation, but
Oh, there it is. Oh.
on this pressure.
Can't connect with the aerial. Robin Chi-Chi doing a fine job of staying alive. Both fighters getting close to that KO range. Daisy, nice little grab, down throw leading to a combo. Can't connect. We see the fire bar and the X-bomb
Oh.
on the stage. That could turn things around here,
Chase.
Kels.
It definitely could, and here we go. We have the X-Bomb up in place. It has been set up. I love the angle that Robin went into. Definitely trying to keep up the pressure, but a bit too aggressive will
There it
definitely
is.
cost the game.
The down throw into that aerial, an unbelievable connection and combo right there, EE. And
True.
we talked about it. Big point in this match was the ability to eliminate Wii Fit Trainer and then do what you can against Rob and really utilizing a lot of items. One thing that we missed there as well too, EE, you saw the killer eye early on in the matchup between Rob and Daisy. That took off the bottom half of the stage for Daisy. You felt like Rob could apply a lot of pressure utilizing it.
Well, exactly, and you know, you saw that was just such a huge benefit, and that's really what it comes down to, just being calm and cool under pressure. You know, you get down to these stages where you're thinking single elimination. There's really no room for error, and for Australia to just kind of respond the way they did. I mean, we just got to credit a lot. Said he kept his head down, got the dub.
Well, you mentioned the response, and early on, Australia was facing a little bit of a hole. We saw Wii Fit Trainer and what they were able to do with that, but now you go on to your third player, and any talks amongst your team, what are you saying to each other in this moment when you know you're at this stage and this next game means so much?
It definitely does. One, of course, you were talking about composure and not to get nervous, because sometimes when you are in that really bad mindset, it's very hard to see the light at the end of the cave of what can we do differently, for sure. But staying calm and realizing, okay, you know, this hit us a lot. We got hit by maybe too many areas, or we're jumping too much. Where there, in that case, you know, we had Australia that was a bit Europe was a bit too aggressive, and Australia took advantage of that and was able to clutch that out.
What's interesting is this is the second matchup we've seen where whoever has chosen a composition of players with similar playstyles, because we saw Daisy, Peach on the same team as well. That team lost. Meanwhile, you've got a little bit of a rotation of players that's keeping you on your toes. It seems like throwing different playstyles at people, EE, is sometimes the way to go.
Oh, absolutely. Look, listen, we have a game that has over 70 characters, okay? It's hard to know every single matchup at a high level. Sometimes you just got to exploit that and just kind of roll the dice on who's going to know which matchup better. Obviously, a lot of seasoned players on these squads, but I tell you what, at the end of the day, it just comes down to that. You can have the confidence and the ability, but can you put it on display when it really counts?
Sir John taking on Ghost and Kels. Ghost going with both the princesses here, and then Sir John has got Palutena, Zero Suit Samus, and of course, Lucina. Lucina able to apply so much pressure with that sword, and you want to keep people out of your bubble with that sword range, as we like to say.
Definitely a great pick to lead with Lucina. A lot of great matchups in her favor. She can also adapt to almost any single play style. She's really great at moving around and just being where she wants to be. So a character like Peach or Daisy, she's really great at just launching out her sword, spacing it out, and waiting for Ghost to actually make that option.
Daisy doing a good job avoiding the banana gun early on. Doesn't want to get split. Nice little attack right there to send Sir John off the stage. Sir John can't recover, and that's a big KO for Ghost right there, EE, because now you've got Daisy with the vegetable feeling pretty good.
There's almost a big mistake, too. You saw that turn. If that had actually hit him, that would have given another opportunity at life to go for that up B, but fortunately, that was not the case, and that is going to land Ghost this very impressive lead right out the gate. It's applying a lot of pressure, and thus far, no answers from Sir John. None of them are going to matter anyway.
Sir John going with Palutena. How do you combat the pressure and the aggression you're seeing from Ghost here, Kels?
Sir John, definitely what Palutena would like to do is stay a little bit back kind of baiting and punishing what Daisy or Peach would do. And in this case, like, Ghost has just been so aggressive the entire time. So it's been very hard for Palutena to even get herself comfortable into the situation, but finally finds her footing with this edge guard, but she doesn't seem to be making anything out of it, even getting grabbed.
Gosh.
Keep an eye on the Killer Eye, an opportunity for more stage control at this point, and your Ghost, you know Palutena has to hang up at the top. Sir John trying to avoid both the Killer Eye and Daisy. Daisy dancing around. Both fighters haven't connected in a couple of moments here. You see a fine job of connecting right there. Turn up coming out here, EE. And this is what Ghost is looking for, those opportunities to edge guard against Sir John.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, that's kind of what's just really been putting Sir John on the chopping block. You can argue this back throw should be a no, not quite. Okay, and then a little mystery right there on that item play. Actually gonna help out Sir John.
The heck just happened
Ghost was already so far
with that item?
ahead. It might be too little, too late.
Peach not wasting any time as she comes onto the field. Ghost and Sir John.
Oh, that's kind of not fair. You can use Peach and Daisy.
But now you've got both Smash Balls on the stage. You got to be careful about
I guess there's no like rule against like echoes.
Samus, you're gonna have to use all your mobility to not only apply pressure here, Kels, but to avoid getting damage because it's 2v1 at this point.
Yeah, we were thinking Sir John was going to catch a break finally because that Daisy was up, but now you got to deal with Peach. But this Smash Ball definitely going to help him out a little bit, getting 87%, almost knocking Peach out of the ring. And if Sir John can actually get this stop, this is back.
That's my
Huge
goodness.
turn of events by Sir John, but unable to capitalize right there. Ghost and Daisy staying alive.
Wow.
Can Sir John finish it? No!
What is she wearing?
Ghost, unbelievable job.
There's a much better shot against Bayonetta.
Wow. Still not enough.
That is insane. This was all
Oh
Sir
man.
John's like, all right, let me go ahead and
Way
finish it.
better
No more
shot
messing around
against.
here at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
All right, Joker
For some
coming
reason I
in
was
for
thinking that
Ghost.
was.
Joker taking on Sir John. Two fast, speedy characters. Let's
Yeah,
see
now
who can
that you don't
dominate
have to
the
deal
stage
with.
control. But a couple of cuckoos coming out, cage free as well too. EE.
It actually looked like I was kind of benefiting Ghost for the moment. He saw the Rebels guard, but right now, I mean, you just got to credit for Sir John with that zero laser off the Smash Ball.
He was
that
using the
really helped
Cuckoos to
build
charge
that
up
percent and just get him to the
Arsene.
situation. If I'm Ghost, I would be crushed if I let an advantage like this get away, but luckily Joker is the guy to take care of business.
Ghost trying to take advantage at this moment right now. Slight advantage
Come on,
over
hurry,
Sir John
hurry.
at this
You gotta
point.
get,
Really,
you gotta
Sir
get it
John,
fast.
You gotta make sure that you are
Hurry.
in the middle of this map here. You can't let
You gotta
Ghost
do
keep
it.
in that
You gotta
disadvantage
do it
state.
right now.
Definitely, for sure. I love Sir John's
Arsene's
adaptation
gone.
the entire time. Has been so behind and has brought
That
this
back air is still
even
really
with
nice,
just
though.
100%. It's looking like an advantage for Ghost.
Even without
Definitely
Arsene.
not out for the count, but Ghost having the gun here can definitely make a huge.
He's got two guns.
Huge play.
That steel diver, it's really hard to see the projectiles coming out. You have to get your monocle in order to see that, EE. But Ghost right now has used a couple of items to really turn the tide of this match. You see a Smash Ball, you figure that could be the thing that wins it for either fighter.
Yep.
Zero Suit Samus able to control the stage just long enough. Let's see if the aim is on point. It is.
Yes, it is.
So over.
John gonna go ahead and
He's
take
such a light
and
character
Sir John, a couple of
that
huge
he was
Smash
dead
Balls
as
to
soon
go
as it
ahead
hit
and
him.
Get this victory. How about that for Team Euro, Kels?
That is a pop-up if I've seen one ever deserved. He was so behind and just did not give up. Brought it back, and with those Smash Ball plays too. Again, we were saying how crucial it is to grab them, and Zerasu, we've seen it time and time again. So easy for her to just get anywhere on the stage and grab that.
Unbelievable finish, EE. When you look at what was at stake, both teams had taken a match at that point. It's best of three,
Yep.
so whoever was going to get that Smash Ball was going to be moving on essentially, and it's Sir John. Both those Smash Balls, it's a part of the game. You have to manage that as well as manage the stage. Was able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, manage that, manage to secure the win as well. I mean, he didn't get flustered at any points, and that's the thing. You know, you're playing with items, so you know there's always an opportunity, whether it be a Daybreak, a Dragoon, or in that case, a very well-timed Smash Ball, a couple of those. In fact, those zero lasers, man, opting to get them in that game.
Well, once again, Kels, maybe it's a theme that's developing, but we saw Ghost go with both Princesses and Joker. This is the third straight match where somebody that has stayed with the same playstyle as far as similar characters has not been victorious. So do you think these other teams are thinking, maybe I need to switch things up and throw a couple of monkey wrenches at the other team?
Definitely, for sure. Of course, if you are comfortable with Peach, Daisy, or any of those characters that are the same, that's your best characters. You're going to want to throw that out, and we saw how comfortable he was at actually using those characters. But once we saw the Joker out, that's where we saw the difference, for sure. So Sir John was able to adapt while Daisy came out, while Peach came out. So learning more and more, and even start to play more with those items that help them out. So definitely the change of pace with those characters would definitely be probably the best bet. Unless, hey, you know, if you're really comfortable with those characters, you gotta use them.
terrific matchup that we just had between Team Europe, Team Australia, and New Zealand. We are getting set for our next semifinal matchup. It'll be Team Japan versus Team North America. You both have really liked what you've seen from both those squads, but now as you get set for this squad strike once again, we were talking to Team Japan earlier, EE, and they said just choose your best player when it comes to who you're selecting for squad strike. You're not too worried about matchups and everything like that. You have to play with who you're most comfortable with.
And that's honestly what it comes down to. And you can make the case, like, again, we have a large roster. You can kind of try and, switch things up and fool somebody. But, hey, you might end up playing the fool, okay? If you're not playing that character at a high enough level. For somebody like Zackray, this is somebody who can go in with just seemingly anybody and have success.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about him is that he...
As long as he can keep the rest of the
feel
squad
like
well engaged, they're going to have a good opportunity. But let me tell you something. This Team North America squad should not be underestimated.
Okay, so he is actually using Joker, and I'm really curious to see what his Joker looks like.
Inkling versus Joker, your thoughts on this matchup here, Kels?
I have been waiting to see this matchup all day. Wrath
Oh
versus Zackray, both of
my
them
God.
extremely diverse characters, very different from one another. So seeing the matchups of who's going to be versus who. Joker, a character that's very hard to actually get to different characters with, like, especially a fast character like Inkling, but once in so much pressure, we're seeing that right now. So much
Oh my God.
But of course, Inkling as well can rack up so much damage so quick.
Like,
Zackray doing a nice job of taking the lead here, EE, but you see Inkling can respond very quickly. Hasn't been able to successfully ink Joker and Zackray too much so far at the beginning of this one.
Yeah, that's the one thing Zackray's doing really well so far. Obviously, you accumulate that ink, you take more damage. I think Zackray, knowing that he's done a sensational job and really just avoiding that. If I'm Wrath, though, I'm still very well encouraged. You have those very powerful aerial assault that Inkling can really throw, but against Arsene, it's just a thing of the past.
Zackray doing a fine job of punishing that whip right there, and now we have a couple of Jokers on the map here, and once again, Zackray seems to be doing a fine job with just all the follow-up that he's doing here, Kels.
Definitely, for sure. We can tell that Zackray is also just being more patient. I thought Wrath is maybe the most patient player in the world, but I'm coming at the play here. Zackray really showing his potential and his skill level in this game. How he's able to just keep composed and wait for Wrath to just like that commit to a move that he won't regret.
And Zackray doing a fine job of catching those whiffs by Wrath and able to find those brief moments of an opening to punish him, EE.
yeah. I mean, Zackray is just...
His way through right now. That has been the difference. And for Wrath, again, Kels, you pointed out, one of the most patient players we've ever seen, but Zackray just showing to be a whole nother beast. Hanging on there and doing an excellent job.
Oh man, that just recovers from so low.
Once you have the one stock advantage, you've already racked up 80% on Wrath's second character. You know you're gonna have that advantage.
Nice.
You get set to come in, but Wrath getting the nice KO.
Definitely very important once you are that stock seed. What you want to losing that smash ball. It is so important if you are in the lead to just stay back and
he actually hit it. He actually got it.
Listen, it's okay to give whole smash balls if you're gonna stay alive right there. And Zackray clears the elevator with that one, and now it is down to the final character for Wrath, Sonic the Hedgehog. Zackray with Wario.
I didn't think we'd actually see anyone hit that in like a singles match.
But as you've talked about before, what we saw with Sonic, you got to go in and out real quick, and you have to avoid.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Jesus! Zackray, stop it! Jesus! Oh my God!
Overwhelming Wrath. This is the matchup I was pretty much salivating for right now, man. I gotta say, Wrath looking like dinner for
God.
Zackray trying to get 1 point for his team in semifinals right now. Team America taking on Team Japan.
And his best character is his last character.
Europe at this point, best of 3.
His wolf is probably his best character.
But Wrath trying to battle back, doing a fine job staying on life, moving around this stage, trying to force Zackray to respond and catch those moments where Zackray's landing and have those moments of opening.
And that is so important while maining Sonic the Hedgehog. You really want to not overcommit first, but wait for your opponent to actually do something that they might regret, where Sonic can just take advantage of. This matchup, Sonic, Wario, definitely Sonic is so good at getting around, but if Sonic overcommits too early, he's gonna get bounced.
Oh my God! Jesus.
And Zackray being patient enough for doing a
He's
great
just,
job of playing a defensive
you know,
game
like,
there.
I will say this, like,
See a lot of opportunity where
I'm
Wrath
really,
is able to
like,
come in
impressed with
Sonic and
Wrath.
punish
because
him
I really
right there.
haven't seen him
Zachary
play
doing a
that
good
much.
job of just making sure they stuck to his fundamentals and didn't leave too many opportunities.
But Zachary's
We were
just,
talking about stage control the entire
he's
time,
like a,
and we're gonna
he's like
bring
a
it up again
Smash
because that's what
prodigy.
Zachary
The
had.
kid
He
is
really did a good job at just sticking
so
in
good.
the middle. If you notice, we saw Rap in the corner, literally just going from one end to the
And he's
other,
so
but
young,
never
like,
really
I-
having full
it's
control.
kinda
And because of
crazy
this, he
that
felt
he's
like
already
he had to
that
always
good.
commit first and made him uncomfortable. So putting out those moves, he ended up overcommitting, gave the advantage to Zachary, and he was just able to just take that stock.
It's our second semifinal set. Once again, Team Japan taking on Team North America as well, and it's a best of 3, so every match matters so much. And it seemed like you had the heavy hitters going against each other. Team Japan and Zachary emerging victorious.
You almost knew that out the jump, somebody was just trying to get that hot start right off the gate. So you expected Raph and Zachary. I'll tell you what, if you're a fan of Team Japan, it did not disappoint. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock against Raph.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Pressure might have just swelled towards
which is
the
not
beginning.
an easy
Not getting
accomplishment
that traditional
for
hot start
a
we're
kid
used to
in
seeing, and then
Japan.
that Joker ditto, I think that really kind of just separated the field, and by that point, the deficit. was
Usually
too
it's
large
like
to
they
overcome.
gotta dedicate
Kels, I
all
wanna
their
get your
time to
thoughts on
their
this. We have a
studies, and then
substitution for Team Japan,
as soon as
Acosta
they're
coming
old
in
enough,
for Komu. Your thoughts on that switch?
you're
That's
working
actually
like
a
a
really
ton.
good switch.
too,
Wolf,
so.
Cloud. We have not seen Cloud yet. Cloud, a character that is very, very different from the previous titles, Smash Wii U, has been moved around in certain movements. So I feel if you're not very familiar with that matchup, it's going to be a doozy.
I know it's LA. We typically don't see clouds out here at EE, so it will be exciting to see that action right there. And this is a big time matchup for Japan right here. You can get
I
this
honestly
point,
can't
you want
imagine
past
like what
semifinals,
Japan
North
would be
America.
like if
A lot of strategy. You have
they
to make
actually
sure
could
you
win
don't feel too
like
much
money
pressure
in
as you get set,
tournaments and
because
stuff like.
yes, you're down 1-0. You just have to stick to what got you here.
And if
You
it
can't
was
try
like
to do
looked
too
at,
much
if
or-
like esports was looked at differently there.
Jordan, you know, if I'm Team Japan, I'm just thinking, look, I'm just trying to pick up where Zachary left off. You know what I'm
They
saying?
definitely
He gave us
would.
that tremendous
I feel like they would
performance in
be,
that first game. That's gonna
because
be
I
more
already
fun
feel
on
like
North America than Japan. As far as Ox goes,
they,
I'm just getting in here just
a
trying to
lot of
play
times
the
when they come over and play tournaments here, they always like tend to do well. But
Difference in characters here as well too. So you've got Bolt for Team
I
North
can't
America
imagine
right
like
now. Akasa,
I feel like
Bolt,
if
Cloud, Joker, and Wolf, and your thoughts on what we see with some of these characters.
if their tournaments were
Definitely
supported better
Sweet
there, I
Trainer
mean
has
they
been a
could
character
be
lately that has been absolutely
way
slept
better
on.
than.
I got bodied at a recent tournament with this character. If you're not familiar with her changes, everything that's been going on with her, you're going to take heavy damage quick. And the Poltergust has just been taking advantage of all these changes from Wii Fit Trainer, really making Wolf have a run right now. But a quick 3 hits brings her up to 70%.
And you just know how powerful Wolf is as well too. Even though he's on his home turf here at EE, you've got to be very careful if you are Bolt about how you approach Akasa and Wolf, because one mistake is going to cost you so much percentage.
Oh, absolutely. Wolf is just one of the best combo characters in the game, just able to just, you know, put on so much damage, seemingly just out of nowhere too. And you have to pay the character the proper amount of respect, because oftentimes you think there's an opening or a gap where you can punish, and he just kind of actually reverses that fortune onto you. And that's something Polt's going to have to be very, very nervous about.
A lot of haymakers being exchanged, but oh, that is a big-time KO by Akasa. Able to get the smash ball with the flasher, but no luck right there. And here comes Pac-Man, and
There's
Kels, we know
a
Pac-Man's gonna have to
special
really be focused.
Konami announcement on
He's
Tuesday
off
night,
balance
and
with
then
the
Suda
tools in his belt.
51
Yeah,
is
this
gonna
not a
be
fun
at
matchup for
E3 on
Pac-Man.
Wednesday.
A character really has to stay back, make his plans, make his tricks, where Wolf can really just use his blaster to get in, to get where he needs to be, and just quickly as possible make Pac-Man feel uncomfortable. And that slash almost taken out Pac-Man's fruit.
Pac-Man trying to get a critical KO here.
Oh
Can't be losing
my
too much percentage
God.
Because Bolt will find himself in a
Jeez.
deep hole, but Acosta's doing a great job staying alive here, hanging on in the middle of this ship here. And here comes the daybreak. Can Akasa connect right here?
Oh, he did.
Puts him on the backside, but just not quite enough. But the damage has been done, EE.
Yeah, questions answered right there. I mean, you got to imagine Akasa was the perfect substitute right now. That Wolf is putting them so far ahead. Again, I mentioned one of the best combo characters in the game. And the thing about it is, it doesn't tend to matter what the percent is as well, as we're seeing Bolt just trailing a percent right now, a considerable amount
nice.
that's really going to maybe lend Team Japan to taking this for the tour.
This is going to be big right here. What can Bolt do so that his
Who was
Yoshi
his first
isn't
character?
too much of a deficit when he eventually hops onto the map here? You've got Joker, can use a lot of his tricks, and that is a very quick KO for Acosta. And if you were Bolt, you're in a very tricky situation now, Kels.
For sure, Poltergust's Yoshi's going to have to do some work to really get back, and I think that smash ball is going to be a huge advantage for him if he can just grab it and loses it. Of course, the
Oh, we're gonna see. We are gonna see it.
we are seeing the final smash.
The Phantoms are out, baby. Whole squad on deck.
And that is not a of silhouette you want to see, but Yoshi able to hang on there. And Poltergust gonna have to fight with the match of his life here to stay alive because you've got Akasa with that Cloud waiting in the wings here. But doing a good job here of kind of balancing out, taking on stage control, but now things just got trickier here, EE.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you know, Arsene, this is not what you want to be facing on the brink of elimination on your final stock as well at that, but you just have to find a way to just somehow get through this absolute force field of an Arsene that just, you know, Akasa has just been so
Oh, nice nair. That nair ended it.
Cloud, we know Kel's not the
Wow.
recovery, so it's all about stage control.
That was
for
nice.
Poltergust, but Cloud, he's the one keeping Yoshi off the stage at this point.
Definitely, this is not over. Yoshi having great range of his own now against Cloud. So it's really just about who's going to really outplay who here in terms of patience and punishing. But we do have an
Oh
item
god,
in
he
play
is
which can
he
make
has
the
got
difference.
to watch
As
out
we're
when
saying,
this
so
when this
Cloud
limit
loses
break
stock
goes.
so
He needs to not get hit by it.
especially as that limit is about to charge up.
Limit almost ready for Cloud. Got
He
it
can't
ready
get
to
hit
go.
by
Yoshi
the-
trying to get back on stage. Might use that ledge to help out a little bit.
Get hit by
Cloud,
the
we know the
up
special
smash.
attacks are so powerful.
Oh,
here.
good, good,
Yoshi
good.
gets a
Okay.
chance to punish
All
the
right.
landing here. Here comes another crate onto the map. What goodies will come here? Yoshi with the back shield. A little bit more defense will certainly help. Fire Flower. Let's see if Cloud will want to use it here as we go with the stage change. A little bit more verticality
gosh.
in 2 levels. Might benefit Yoshi here, Kels.
Yes, definitely for sure. Now the limit is off, and now we have an edge guard. Is he going to be able to recover?
How about Yoshi able to climb back into this one? You see Poltergust. The disbelief right there, the sigh of relief. And how about the stage changing and how much that benefited Poltergust at the end because you had a little bit less width on that stage, which made it that much more difficult for Cloud to recover.
For sure, Lilat's a very scary stage when it comes to those characters who don't necessarily snap onto the
Dude,
edge.
the
and
Yoshi-
Lilat is one of those stages.
the
so
Yoshi
Cloud
was-
being able, having to be so precise of where he's going to be and
Was it?
win. And at that moment, he was just a bit too deep and couldn't make it back onto that ledge.
I almost want to say commentator's curse was a thing.
It
Because
was.
you highlighted the fact Cloud, not known for his recovery outside of limit. You know what I'm saying? And that was his undoing. As soon as the stage switched, you saw him. He got tossed off one time. And Pope was like, this is my moment. This is my opportunity to strike. And he did not disappoint. And those are those kind of clutch performances you need, especially when you're going for a championship like this.
Well, I feel like Poltergust's ability to really maintain his cool when facing Joker is Yoshi because at that point, a lot of non-seasoned players might have just thrown in the towel because you think, oh, I'm down 2-1, look at the percentage, but Poltergust just kept digging and digging and digging, and now Team North America has a chance to take this semifinal matchup. We're going to our third and final game here, Kels, and now you see that we're going to be moving on to Devontae, and what do you expect to see from him?
So much. I really love Devontae's Wario. We've only seen his Wario, both in doubles and in singles.
Right.
So we know probably it's going to be the first pick, the strong character really coming out. So good at racking up damage, so good at taking stocks. Wario's that all-around character that's so good to clean. He's also got his Mario, though. Mario looks the same as Wario, just a bit thinner and quite a bit more combos. So, and the Rosalina is in the pack, and yes, that is the lineup that we are seeing.
And I do want to say real quickly with Devontae, I was talking with him, and he says he feels a strong emotional connection to Wario. That's why his main Wario really has a lot in common, he feels like, with the character. So it's more than just technique. It goes to the heart here with Devontae. Let's see if heart is enough to carry him in this third and final match here. But right now, Rosalina, a character many players he talked about, very good with items and her ability to attract them. Doing a great job for Devontae, maintaining control of the stage in the middle and a sizable lead early on.
No doubt about it. You can even argue, too, as far as how that gravitational pull might be effective as well. We see off the grass the metal box coming out, and that's going to be tremendous right there for Rosalina, able to accumulate, put on a ton of damage while getting herself not within that kind of that KO range. but already only at
Rosalina,
14%.
Mario, and
Not something
Wario.
she really needs to worry about now.
Kels, what are you seeing from Rosalina earlier on? Because it seems like rather than being much more defensive, Rosalina's been the aggressor in this one.
I definitely think that's one of the biggest changes with Rosalina. She's been giving a lot more tools to really just go in and apply that pressure, and that makes it very hard for sword characters like Dark Pit to get in because of that range from Luma, But now being gone, let's see if we can get some hits coming in from Kuro. I love that the ball went right over his head. It almost missed his halo over there. Gonna remain an angle.
It's a bomb battlefield over to the right. Kudo able to connect with that, and what a huge turn of events, because we saw Devontae take a sizable lead, but now it's Mario.
Wait, where do you see
taking on Dark
Joker?
Pit. Devontae trying to climb back into this one. We know Kudo doesn't have a lot of weight here. EE, you're just looking for one solid connection.
Absolutely, and Mario is that character. You know, you go ahead and take this stock off with minimal damage, you're gonna be okay, but oh no, getting a piece of that star, that's gonna grant invulnerability for, I believe, 10 seconds. So for now, kind of putting Devontae on the run.
Devontae and Mario got to be tripping. I ain't never been on this side of the star before here, and so Kudo, how about
Yeah,
the
the
way
Dark
he's
Pit
been
thing
able to
kinda
swing
looks
this
like,
match here, Kels, ever since using that
kinda looks
bomb
like
line against
Joker.
Rosalina, and it's really dominated this matchup against Devontae's Mario.
Oh,
For sure,
oh, it's
Mario,
over.
A character who just can't stay on stage against
Damn.
it. And we saw that right there. And
This
especially
is
the
Dark
scene
Pit
when
kinda
it comes to
nasty.
Wario, and he's
My
so
God.
so good at really keeping him out. But he's
Finally
gotta
got
get
rid
that
of him.
out just before he
Finally.
can find himself in that situation once again.
Devontae has a chance to have an even deeper connection with Wario. If they can
Oh,
pull off
he
this
spot
comeback, this is
dodged
it.
it.
But we know that Fox is a bit of a glass cannon here at EE, so here's an opportunity for Devontae. If he wants to get back into this game quickly, he's going to have to be very precise.
No doubt about it. You're just gonna at this point, just kind of overwhelm Kuro. That's gonna be your best bet right now. But I mean, you get a lead like this. You mentioned that emotional connection that Devontae, you know, shares with Wario, man. I don't know, man. Might be making those funeral arrangements together at this point, because this is not looking too good. Kuro is keeping his distance, keeping his space, and really just fading a lot of these attempts from Devontae.
Devontae dancing around with his Wario, doing a good job of not taking up too much damage, but you see just how quickly Kuro can go in there with his Fox and wrap up those combos. But Devontae, nice grab right there, gonna swallow the bike for some extra vitamin and some iron right there. Now you've got
Oh, God, don't hit that.
Here, Kels, and really it's about Devontae having to be somewhat defensive, because you know you're down 2-1 in the stocks.
For sure, it's not only remaining defensive, but also how am I gonna maintain this control? You
Ooh.
gotta get on stage. You can't be on the edge like this. And as I'm saying that, he gets himself back in. But Kuro just having such a great job at really forcing Devontae to be on the edge.
Kuro doing
He's
a
not-
great
he's gotta
job of
not
keeping
get-
Devontae in that disadvantaged state. As
He's
you
gotta
mentioned,
not get up
Devontae having
smashed.
a tough time sort of regaining control in the neutral here.
Oh, he got the back air.
And Team Japan get the 2-1 victory over North America. They advance to the finals to take on Team Europe.
Dang.
And it was really the Dark Pit that we saw early on, and the turn of this match was when the bombs fell down. Rosalina came out hot, but it was really Dark Pit's ability to stay alive.
Only gave him
that
a
really
fight.
turned this one around for Kudo.
Definitely, for sure. I think that Dark Pit's advantage against Mario, against Wario, even though he was there for about 2 seconds, but that matchup really decided the sets. I think just the character selections really made it for them. Dark Pit's so good at keeping characters like Mario out, who have a hard time at getting in, who need to force themselves to get that grab or get that hit in, and he just couldn't find that opportunity.
Let's take a look at the updated bracket now that we've concluded semifinals action here. We have 2 teams set for the finals. Team Europe versus Team Japan.
Called
We've had a fantastic crowd all afternoon. They're ready for our grand finals here. It is best of 5. So we've seen Team Europe really breeze through most of this competition here for the most part. Team Japan, meanwhile, after stumbling a little bit at the beginning, they've really regained their composure. What are you most excited for when you take a look at both of these teams as they get set for the finals here,
Oh
Kels?
my
I love
God.
that Japan has adapted so well. You know, we were talking about how in the beginning they kind of maybe slacked a little bit, or just kind of maybe made the wrong decision
Sure.
of who to send out when. And now they're able to really pull themselves together, learn who has which character, and we're able to just kind of claim that matchup and really put out the right decisions in time.
In EE, we figure we might see a Light versus Zachary coming up here soon, 2 of the heaviest hitters in this tournament, but it seems like if you have the best individual player, clearly that's going to be a huge advantage, because that's one match that you can have in your favor already.
No doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, neither one of those teams are going to be scared to test who is that player. So if you see that Light Zachary match, that's something I'm personally going to be excited for, to see that,
Yeah.
that one kind of develops. But
I
overall,
hope
man,
that's the
you
match
switch
that we
things to
get.
Best of 5. It's such a long road. You got to kind of plan where you want to piece together and put your best out. Maybe that's not necessarily going to be at the start this time.
And it's interesting because that's a very good point you bring up. If you have the feeling that they have a very strong individual player, then you might not necessarily want to put your player up against their best one. You feel like, listen, we probably can't beat Zachary, so maybe we save our 2 strongest fighters for their 2 of their weaker fighters. And looks like we aren't going to see
Yes,
Zach
it's
Gray
not.
fight
It's
battle.
not light.
Well, I can't say I'm too surprised about that. As I said, you know, it would have been. It's one of those things that maybe we're kind of, you know, salivating for, but it's not necessarily the best for the team. Again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Best of 5. You got to plan this out accordingly. I think that's what we're going to see. We are here at the grand finals. I'm excited, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
This is it. This is what we've been waiting for.
Zach Gray taking on
Whoa.
Sergion, our first matchup of the grand finals here, and Zach Gray coming in with Joker and Palutena. So you take a look at both these fighters, and this is an interesting matchup that we have here, Kels. One's a grappler that's going to be pretty mobile in Sir John's Palutenas, and Joker that we know is all about applying that constant pressure.
It really is a very strange
my
matchup.
God.
Both characters really like to kind of maintain pressure, but at the same time not
What?
committing first. So
The
it's
hell
really
just
about
happened?
who's going to commit first and make that mistake so that the other one can take advantage over. And we're seeing Zach Gray that had the hard start, but that mini mushroom is going to change things up and give the big advantage to Zach Gray.
Sir John off the ledge right now.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see the
Make sure
kid
he doesn't
succeed
let his trapping
at
go
this
up right
point.
there,
Like,
but Sir John just can't quite get back into land and get comfortable here. This is what we
Zach Gray's
see.
just fun to
Zach Gray
watch.
is such
Like,
a
it doesn't really even matter
you
what
feel
character he's
uncomfortable.
playing.
You
He
can never rest, never relax against them.
When you're going up
He-
against somebody who
he's just really fun to watch.
On top of having one of the best offenses in the game, it is very difficult. to
He-
field and compact.
I mean,
Now,
he
you
very
mentioned
much,
Joker being backed up by
like,
Arsene, and you already know one good, strong meaty hit is gonna be enough to
he's
steal
just
away
so
this
super
stock from Sir
aggressive.
John. But credit him for being unrelenting and not giving it up just yet.
Sir John
It's like he's
will stay
aggressive
alive
without,
through
like,
that, as you mentioned. You just have to survive
being-
through this arson stage right now, but Zach
while still being able to play
fantastic
neutral
finish
like
right there.
really well.
Where are you heading, my man? That is the question. Certainly not back to the stage, so now you're forcing out the Lucina. And for Zach Gray, this is one of the scariest things about this guy. He gets an advantage, and even at those percents where you can say are a little fragile, he still finds a way to push that advantage, rack up that percent. We
Goodness.
already see 29% on Sir John, make it 35.
And that's the point right there, Kels. You're able to rack up so much damage at 105. So you put yourself in a better state when your next character comes on. And of course, this Smash Ball, neither one of them really going out of their way to grab it right now.
It's definitely just the idea of priority.
Um,
Why are you going
well,
to prioritize?
Kels and EE, because they commentate, like,
right now.
Zach Gray able to get the off-ledge KO and connects with the Smash Ball. We are seeing a masterpiece right now, Kels.
Definitely, for sure. Zach Gray showing why he is one of the best in the business.
because
It's
they're
going to be a
commentators,
free
like,
stuff,
that
because
they
it's
usually
looking
do
like this, especially
stuff. I
with
mean,
Arsenal. This could be
Kels is a really good
Let's go to Kondo.
player
Jungle
herself,
right
but
here. The
because
crowd
they like
chanting
commentate a lot of
free
stuff,
stuff. want
they
to
know
hit.
Zach Gray
Let's see
because
if
he's
Sir
come to
John can
majors
apply a little bit more of a fight at the end of this one.
over here.
Zero Suit Sam is having to deal with Arsene as
And he's
well,
done
too.
really well.
Zach Gray
Like,
trying to get the goodies out of the
he's
crease, but Zach
he is
Gray
one of the
once
best
again
players in
dominating
Japan
the
too.
middle of this stage.
But
Sir John
he's come
trying to
over and
get
he's
back
done
on.
well
And
at
EE,
the
no luck because Zach Gray's all
tournaments over here.
That'll do it.
He's very
For
good.
Zach Gray, high fives left and right, and that is why he's one of the world's best.
I mean, what are you going to do about that, man? He invited the whole cookout. You had the Phantom Thieves, you had all any item you could imagine. Everybody showing up for Zach Gray, and that free stock well-deserved in a dominant way for Team Japan to kick off Grand Finals.
And Kels, there's a lot of emotion with that, but at the end of the day, it's one game. And it's a best of 5 here for the most part. And what's interesting is if I'm Team Europe, you didn't send Light out against Zach Gray. You sent Sir John, and you know that Light is typically your heavy hitter, so a bit of gamemanship right there by Team
So
Europe.
yeah, I
For
mean, in
sure.
a way,
Maybe
they
they're just trying
did
to see what is Zach
they
Gray
did save
actually able
Light
to do,
so
you
they
know,
can
with
use
Joker
Light against
especially.
somebody
We haven't
else.
seen so much of his Joker.
Sure.
We've seen the Pokemon trainer in doubles, and we've never seen a Pokemon trainer before that. We've seen his Wario and Wolf, and now we just saw the Joker. So I feel like definitely we're seeing some adaptation coming in of who to send. Europe really wants to be careful of who to save who for which character and for which matchup for sure.
Japan taking the first game in this grand finals here, and so now it's 1-0, best of 7, as we said here before. And you take a look at how Team Europe's going to really recalibrate here. EE, you still have Light with the matchup here pretty soon, but
Getting to
what
the
we're
end of
seeing for
this
Japan
thing.
is they're getting stronger
I
and
don't
stronger
know what's
with
gonna
each round.
happen.
You have somebody like Zach Gray
I don't
being
want,
in
like,
charge. It's
I
just a
don't
great feeling. I'm telling you guys, it's all about
necessarily
the
expect
start.
there to
And
be
when
a
Zach Gray
reveal,
just
but
comes out
it's
and
just, there's
puts on
been
these
so many
unbelievable
freaking rumors
performances,
about that,
that's what
and
you
that's
expect
never
from
really
somebody
happened
who's arguably
before
top 5 in the world of the competitive scene as well.
at
too.
one of these
So you come
things.
to an environment like this, obviously. a few
Usually
more
there's not like
wrinkles
any
in the game
rumors
plan,
going
you can
into
argue with the
these
items,
things
stuff
at
like that,
all,
but
like
it's
ever.
all about how
It's
the
just
squad in general can
the
connect.
tournament
Zach Gray,
and-
I mean, he's just telling his guys like, look, if I can do it, why can't you?
Well, it's interesting. We continued to chat with the players all week long. And what they like about items is
I think
that
regardless
it
of
really
if
makes
they
it
announce
viable for
anything
any
here,
character. we've seen such a plethora of
There's
characters,
reason
and
to be
one of
pretty
the quotes that
excited
stood out
about
to me is Sir John was even
Tuesday
saying,
at least.
Listen, in the previous Super Smash Bros. Iteration, you really
I
had
think
to
honestly, if
care
they
for
don't
about
announce
20 or
one
25
here,
characters in the
they could
competitive
maybe
scene.
do
This one,
two
you
on
have to prepare
Tuesday.
for about
I still
50
think
because
that
there's such wonderful character
there's a really
balance.
good chance
Definitely, for
that
sure. I was actually talking about
we could
this
see
with my
at
brother
least
the
two
other day,
announced
that
during
any character
E3.
is vile. Literally, I never even look at
I
that
was
tier
just
list.
thinking
I
that
don't
they
know
wanted
who's
to
good,
not
who
spend
isn't.
that much
I
time
honestly believe
on
any
that stuff in the
character, if you
direct
put
so
the
they could
time and
focus
work
on all
into it,
those
it might
games
take
they
a
need to
little
talk
bit
about.
longer for
Because
other
even though
characters to show up,
I
but
think
they're gonna show up
45
and they're gonna show
minutes
up big.
is
A
how
lot of
long it'll
strategy and
probably be.
discussion amongst these teams as they get set for the next match here for Team
They
Europe.
have so much
That
stuff
point
they
you made,
need to
you
talk
got a
about
good
that
start. It's one
I
thing
didn't think that
going
they would
into a
want
match
to
0-0, but when your
spend too
team's
much
down
time on
0-1,
the
it
Smash
puts
Brothers
just
stuff.
a little bit extra pressure on you on this stage, and let's get set for our next squad strike here at EE. And Cosmo
Regardless,
versus
we're here,
Light.
we're ready,
Here comes the
just
heavy
in
hitter
case
for Team
anything
Europe.
does happen.
Your thoughts on the characters that we've seen selected?
I
Ready
think
for it.
Akasa has proven that he can, like, he's not just an ultimate. This guy can
But
definitely come on the stage.
if it doesn't
and
happen,
put
it's
a
okay.
ton of pressure. Obviously, Cloud
That's
Rose
what we're
Rose
used to
don't
with these
get to
things
see as much.
anyways.
I personally think Cloud is
I'm
still
not gonna
one
be
of the
disappointed.
best, just not properly utilized
You
at
can't
all
be
times.
disappointed
And
because
as
of
you mentioned,
rumors,
Gordon,
you know?
As long as he can stay on the stage, he has a pretty good chance here against this Lucina.
Well, that's why
That's
stage
literally
control's
the
so
only
important
reason
with
why
Cloud. Kells, you know that Cloud
anybody
got
thinks that anything's gonna
so much
happen
space
is because of
room with his
rumors that
hitbox,
people put out
especially
there.
with that Buster Sword, that he's got some safe approaches and those very powerful special attacks.
Yes, definitely. Cloud with
Oh
that
yeah, there's
range,
way more
especially,
eyes
and
on
how
the direct
fast
than
he
this.
comes
There's a
out,
lot of
makes
people
it
that,
hard for Lucina to get in
you know,
and
don't
like
really
she usually does for it to be
care
safe,
what
but now
happens
she
in this
actually has to
tournament
wait
or
and
anything.
see what Cloud is going to do, and doing such a good job at it right now. Light playing unbelievable.
Plus, it's like in a direct, like you know that they're going to
keep
talk about
Cloud
their
out of that
games.
sword
So
bubble, as we mentioned. Stay in the middle of the stage and use that range on your sword and your quickness as well too, and follow up on any whips. But Cloud has a chance for the smash ball, and as we know, this can turn things around. Light, however, trying to apply some pressure. Oh, that is a big air ball by Akasa. However, Akasa's still with the advantage, and we know that Cloud can get a KO. Doesn't take much. All you got to do is just connect here at EE.
Well, that Omni Slash would have been tremendous if he was able to connect it, but no, just able to
the
kind of
whole
step off
the
bangs
Smash
a little bit,
Brothers
not get the full
official
body, which you'd like to
hashtag
see, but
icon
you
thing,
see it,
that
Aksa still
I think
with
that's what's
pressure
throwing
applied,
me
and
off.
they
I figured
clean
that like the
kills,
reason that they're
secured
doing
first
that
stock.
is
And
because
interestingly enough, Akasa not charging the limit the full way until Palutena comes in. That super spicy curry
Because
is
they
gonna do a
wanted
great job
people
of
to be
disrupting
super
any
aware.
possible combos here. Cloud able to connect with a couple of hits on that limit, but not enough. But using those special attacks paired with that super spicy curry Kells.
Definitely looking like Smash Brothers here. You don't know what's happening, but smashes are going left and right when it comes to that curry. I feel like anything can happen in that matchup. But Akasa heating up quite quickly, getting that stage control. Luckily for Light, though, is able to reflect that bomb just in time before losing another life.
And this is big if you're Light. You got to hang in here with Palutena and trying to take out Cloud. But
man.
no, Cloud
Light's-
wants to flirt with it.
Light's going down.
The crowd wants it here. Here
Uh-oh.
comes Light with Sheik at this point.
If
Cloud's
they
doing a
lose this
fabulous
one,
job of
man.
handling anything that Light's throwing out. EE.
I mean, the thing about this is you have the alternate for Team Japan just absolutely taking it to the best team, best person on Team Europe. I mean, it's not even a contest right now. And this Sheik, I mean, we were talking about the last time we saw a lot of combos being distributed, but right now just trying to find her footing and praying to avoid another three-stop,
Sheik just
which is really
has a
maybe
hard
the
time
biggest set
KOing
Japan
in
so
this
far
game.
ahead.
And Kells, a clinic being put on by Akasa
Like,
and his Cloud doing a great job of controlling the stage.
really needs to get
not
that
having
smash
fall
ball.
off and get onto the ledge too often.
Honestly.
Here comes Sheik going with that
Oh,
smash.
he died.
Another three-stop. Buy one, get one free. Team Japan
Unbelievable.
taking a 2-0 lead in dominant fashion. Back-to-back three stocks, Kells.
Japan wants this, and you can tell that they want it more than Europe right now. Europe's going to have to turn it up if they want to show that they even have the slightest chance of even making it to the championship at the moment. If they want those trophies, they gotta turn it up.
Kudo
Because they're not playing right now. They're watching.
Coming up right now, and you look at the momentum in this crowd and the energy in this theater. They are hungry for a championship. Team Japan on a mission right now, EE.
I told you, this venue, this historic venue here is just perfect because history is going to be made in Japan, trying to do it in a very dominant fashion. I know they say Japan landed a rising sun, but those stocks are falling, my man. It is not even close thus far.
Well, Japan is looking for the sweep of both the Splatoon 2 World Championship as well as the Super Smash Brothers Championship. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. But if Team Europe wants to get this win, they're going to etch this into the scrolls of history because they're down 2-0, Kells. They got to come back 3-0, and it only happens one match at a time.
Well, now they have to look at it like this. Europe has to stay
Whoa,
calm and
this
realize,
could be
okay,
it.
you know, they just
Could
had
be the
two of
end.
their big heavy hitters that came out. Let's see what the third one's got. Are they all like this? We don't know. But you can't think, man, oh, we're going to get bamboozled. No, we need to actually stick into this and really show that, hey, we got one player left. Let's see what you can do against them. It's a brand new game. It's one game at a time, one character at a time. And that's all it takes for a slight bit of different confidence to bring this back.
But the challenge here, of course, is the fact that if we do go past this game here and we go to yet another one, you have got Zachary waiting in the realms for Team Japan. And so you know that he's going to have another chance. He's been clearly one of the most dominant players here, EE. So if you're Team Japan, your approach here is you're up 2-0. Obviously, this is a team that's been very focused, very locked in these last couple of matches.
You know what? It really comes down to the point. If you're able to get, even if things go awry in this third game, if you're able to get Zachary back out there, you're almost ready to almost rename this team the Team GG. You know what I mean? That's about as good of a game as it's going to get. He already displayed what he can do in that opening, but I've never wanted to count anybody out. We know this European team is full of surprises, and they're also full of talent, but right now, the juice is with Japan.
It really is. Let's put this into perspective. Team Europe has yet to take a stock at Grand Finals. That's how dominant Team Japan has been.
I didn't
Look at Akasa and Zachary, and now it's up to Kudo to really carry things here moving forward. Let's take a look at the loadouts here. And Kels, your thoughts as Robin GG, the last hope for Team Europe taking on Kudo.
I think this is a great pick using Peach and Daisy, of course, his strongest picks, and the Palutena on the side. Definitely a great character to really push out someone like Pit. But against Peach and Daisy, we'll have a hard time to even get a footing on the stage. It's Kuro going for it.
Is not messing around. Team Japan, they ain't messing around.
Oh my god.
Not even 30 seconds
That
into the match, Kudo already
was
taking
so
a stop.
fast.
Not 30 seconds, not 30%, not point 3. It was an absolute massacre on that first stock.
Oh! Wow. The blue shell combo.
Great use of the combo and the blue shell. And Robin GG, if you can take this stock, basically even things out at this point. But you see Kudo so aggressive with Pit, able to follow up a lot of those aerials with that Palutena bow as well too.
I feel like Robin GG is definitely turning it up a little bit. He's definitely adapting a lot better. He's calming. He's getting the edge guard that he needs and that damage. And while not even taking as much damage, of this spacing will definitely cost him an edge guard here.
And now it's all about Robin GG trying to get back into the neutral. Does a fine job of getting back in the middle of the stage. Great job with the shield as well too. But now the smash ball comes on the stage.
Oh,
Robin GG.
nice.
That is huge because now you have the healing of the smash ball that we're going to see here. If Daisy decides to use it, you wonder how long you're going to wait here. Daisy not wasting any time whatsoever. Most likely going to go for that recovery here. Oh, once again, a slap here with the frying pan.
You see just how effective those smash balls can be. I mean, and that you couldn't have scripted it any better if you're Robin GG. You needed a big time play, and you can argue both these guys, the characters.
Oh my gun! Pulled up a bomb out.
Doing a nice job of balancing this match back up, but now Kudo doing a great job of keeping Robin GG off the ledge.
God.
Kudo
Oh
using
god.
that aggression and the aerial mobility and everything that Zero Suit Samus can do to apply that pressure in the air.
That pitfall.
Even with that, though, Robin
Pitfall
stayed
combo.
super calm about this, almost getting the full hit into that early KO. But I really love the way that Robin has been adapting and being super patient, avoiding himself, just being defensive, and really waiting up, almost losing that stock, though. He's got to land.
Robin GG so floaty, has to try and fall, as you said, beam sword coming, so a little bit more range for Daisy right now. If Daisy can stay alive for one more smash ball. Here we go, Robin GG got the one stock advantage. Now you're just trying to rack up some percentage against Dark Pit. Nice little 15 taking off the chunk of the cake right there. Oh, able to catch on the whip right here. Robin GG applying some nice air combos here. And now this turn up providing some spacing air. EE, what do you
Turn
think
everything around with this Daisy.
maintain this advantage?
I mean, you've already made it clear. This European team, we are not going quietly into the night. You just got to keep your composure and keep on the pressure. That has been the main thing that has allowed Robin to get back into it. Yes, of course, you credit the fact that smash ball was very timely, but what you have made out of it has been the difference to maybe send this to a game 4.
Palutena taking on Dark Pit. There's a lot of
God.
justice in that right there. But Kudo at 68%. Has to try and get a victory for Japan, just one win away
Oh,
from
God.
the championship. But Robin GG wants to keep the fun going. Two smash
Oh,
balls on this stage.
he got it.
Able to get the smash ball. Now just needs to find some space in order to deploy it. Robin GG applying that pressure against that critical grapple that we like to see here, Kels.
Oh, got the tech chase.
Robin GG showing that she is his goddess.
Oh my god. That's it.
And catches Kuro in the smash ball. Robin GG said, nah, fam, it ain't over yet. They staying alive here, EE.
It was certainly time to bow down when she steps in the ring. The Black Hole taking care of business, and that's exactly what you expect. The no-quit attitude from this team. You can say who's the favorites, who's not, but what do you have?
I certainly did not think that that was what was going to happen after the 30-second stop.
We have
Like,
yet another substitution taking place for Team Japan. Their final substitution, Konbu is coming in for Akasa, so that is their last switch that they can make. Konbu, we know, is very good with the items as well, but Kels, going back to that last match, yes, smash balls are important, but the smash attack that you have is critical, and the fact that Daisy has one that can apply damage but also provide healing was what turned things around for Robin GG.
Definitely agree. You had that option of, okay, he's asleep. Do I hit him? Do I heal? Or do I do both? And he decided to do both. He literally knocked him out upwards, was able to give enough time for Robin to really just go away, get healing, while Japan had to plan. So it was a really, really good idea from him to really bring that back. And I think from that point on, it gave him the confidence that he needed to really take that game. They're definitely very clean. I'm excited to see what Konbu is going to be doing. Roy from the Brawler. We have not seen.
Well, now the decision as far as who's going to fight is a huge one here, EE, because do you go with your heavy hitter right now to try and extend things, or do you try to save your heavy hitter for last, knowing that if this comes down to a decisive Game 5, we have our cleanup batter in the lineup in the plate?
I think you assure that you get to the final game. That is honestly what it needs to come down. You assure you get to that final person, and then at the end of the day, it's just like whoever's up next, you just gotta step up. The next.
well,
man
here's the
mentality.
thing.
You just have to perform.
I
when
don't
the
know
lights
if
are on.
one-on-one
Lights, camera,
anybody can
all these
actually
guys really
beat
about that
Sakurai.
action. We're gonna have the good makings of a fourth game.
And Kels, that's a very good point that we have from EE because of the
I don't
items,
know
there
about
is
that.
opportunity for a match to turn right around depending on what drops. There is the hardware that
I
these
mean,
teams are
nobody's
trying to
been
take
able
home.
to so far,
Team
so.
Japan, one victory away from that. Team Europe trying to extend this. I know all of us here would love to see a Game 5 in these grand finals,
Yes,
but
sir.
you got to go one at a time. Let's see what decision Team Europe will go with here. And as we mentioned, Konbu, the substitution for Team Japan. Why do you think they're making that switch for Akasa after Akasa was so great getting that 3-stock earlier on?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, he might need a break. Maybe just the switch. I doubt it, but, even the switch, Konbu, Roy, Crom.
Basically, if Japan wins one more, it's over.
Know how to fight that character very
So
well.
Europe has to
Crom,
win
of
2
course,
more
we reckon
to
with,
win, and
Roy,
Japan just has to win
just
1
as
more.
much as a force,
to win.
very good at being aggressive, really being in your face. We've been seeing a lot of struggle coming in when Europe has been fighting Roy. So I think this is that specific.
Sakurai is
case where we
super
want
young.
Roy on that field.
Still trying to figure out who Team Europe will be
Real
sending out here
young.
for Game 4. Obviously, it's a big-time decision. You see Konbu and Zachary highlighted for Team Japan, so you figure those are the 2 fighters for a potential.
It's like that's why
Game
people
5
call him like a
if
prodigy,
this does go to that,
because
but
he's
we
so
gotta get
good
Game
at such
4.
a young age.
Yes, even though you didn't take a stock in the first 2 matches here, you have to realize that anything can happen here, EE. And what's great is Robin GG gave you yet another breath of life.
I mean, and good thing is too, like, despite how those first 2 games go, you get an opportunity to kind of reflect on it and how to prevent that from being the case yet again. And honestly, it's all about, again, I hark back to this point a lot, but composure is just such a big deal, especially in the grand finals like this. You're going to take your time in deciding. Again, personally for me, I send out my heavy hitter just to ensure it goes to the 5th game, but maybe they still know something I don't.
Surgeon taking on Konbu, and this is an interesting decision here. It seems like both teams are saving their potential heavy hitters for last year. Surgeon, as we know, so good with that Palutena, but as you mentioned, that Roy can create so many issues for Team Europe. They've struggled so much with the sword character.
I feel like this is an advantage for Europe, actually. Roy versus Palutena. Palutena, a good character to be defensive and really bait out these aggressive options, and Roy, a character who's always aggressive. So I feel like
I don't know.
this can be a
Nairu
huge
always
advantage
says
for Sir John,
Nairu
but
always
on
says
the
that
disadvantage side, is that if you're in Palutena's face, she doesn't like that
Palutena
very
has
much.
trouble with rush down,
Kobu doing a
and
great
I
job
mean
of
he
snapping onto the ledge there for the
like, literally
vulnerability EE would have had to deal with a
one of
smash
the
right
best,
in
if
face.
not the best,
Right now, both
Palutenas.
players pretty equal right now. Seems like Palutina and Sir John has found their footing, but Kombu doing a great job of keeping her off the stage at this point. And now you see that Daybreak piece coming down, and keep that in mind because it's one of those items that can turn this around.
That'll, when you talk about Daybreak, that'll break your spirit. That SD just out of nowhere, and that is tremendous. And really for Combo, I'm just thinking, okay, I only have 2 stocks to take care of business, no problem. But can he do it, man? That's the question. Can he
Sir
ride that
John
down?
still flawless in this stock, doing a great job with Lucina.
Yeah, Lucina
Just
wins this
keeping
just because of
Roy out
range,
range.
pretty
And
much.
how about the recovery by Sir John Kels? Gonna get a chance, but no.
That's what's
Swordsman getting
Me
the
fight,
smash ball here.
me
what's
fighter
so
swordsman.
into
I
getting that smash ball
don't
was
even know the
beautiful.
moves that
People
it has.
coming in like, what the? Let me tell you what I got real quick.
Well, here's the
Here it is.
Oh, wonderful timing on the smash ball. Is it going to be enough?
Jeez.
No, Lucina able to stay alive, so nothing too devastating there at that point. Sir John going to try and outrange Kombu, just a little bit more length on that sword for Lucina. But both fighters, as you know here, are going to look for that opportunity to counter, Kels.
Yes, for sure, and I was expecting to see the knee brawler, as I said before, but we're with the sword fighter. The sword fighter definitely really great on long stages to really push the opponent
Lucina's
away
still so
from
good,
you.
though.
Really great at keeping spacing, keeping control of the edges rather than the center of the stage. That's something very, very unique about the sword fighter.
Sir John and Kombu going back-to-back on the second stock. Don't forget, Kombu with the victory. Team Japan is your grand champion. Sir John and Team Europe trying to force a game 5.
Freaking Link,
Well, I mean,
Link,
that
up
right
B.
there, literally the winds of change, and then off of that, able to find the Daybreak as well. So some hefty amount
I
of-
honestly just don't even know the moves.
Get ignited in the worst way.
I just don't even know the
With
moves
Daybreak,
like
and that might
the
do it for
me
Kombu.
fighters
Sir John
do.
with Zero Suit Sam is gonna have to
And any
really
of the-
dig deep and play a very clean, precise game here because you're now down 2-1 in the stocks. And what do we continue to see from Kombu? In this
Tournament
sword
is
fight,
over.
Kels?
Definitely this control, this constant pressure.
Tournament's over.
Quarter for Japan wins it, and Team Japan, your grand champions of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World
Okay, well,
2019 3v3.
Winning mega style.
I don't know what finished first, that last stop or your sentence, Jordan. I mean, if you blinked, you might have missed it. But Team Japan came in with all the confidence, all the hype, and they certainly delivered on the big stage.
Lots of credit, though, to Team Europe and their way to battle back. Obviously, just a few plays here and there, but that smash ball always turning the tide of a match. And then that Daybreak, Kels, that Japan was able to snag there at the end, that really seemed to seal the deal.
Definitely, for sure. Again, we were talking about how the Miis, not too many people are very familiar with them. And the minute that sword fighter spawned, it was just unfamiliar territory for Team Europe. I feel like he really came out, was able to clean that stage with that tornado and guarantee a beautiful trophy for Team Japan. Look at these guys, how happy they are, man.
Team Japan making some wise substitutions as well, too. Combone coming in for Akasa. Able to
You
seal
won.
the deal and get the victory for Japan and EE. How about Japan? Hit a couple hurdles early on, but man, they got so much better as this tournament went on.
Look, first couple matches caught some L's, and then they bounced back, right? A big, strong mentality, and that's exactly what you expect from somebody like Zach Ray, leading this group of individuals, all of them just so talented, not steering away from using their substitutions as well, just kind of sharing the sugar, and everybody well deserving of those trophies on stage.
Well, Kels and EE, we've had a fantastic crowd this entire day of exciting Nintendo competitive action, but out here to present a special award for our champions, Team Japan. Everybody, please make some noise. The president of Nintendo of America.
oh, it's Doug Bowser. Hey!
My body is ready.
All right, people are cheering Bowser, Bowser, Bowser. We get to see him finally.
Congratulations to the winners of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 2019 World.
It's cool that he's out there. That's cool. I'm glad that he's He's getting out there in front of people and
I'd
stuff.
also like to take a minute to congratulate all 4 teams that were up here on stage with us. The winners of the North American Super Smash Brothers.
Dude, I love his shirt.
The European Smash Ball
I love that shirt. It's got the Bowser Jr. shirt.
Japan Championships. And many thanks. Yeah, please
Yo.
give it up for those guys.
Bowser Jr. shirt.
And I'd like to extend a thank you to
More.
the thousands and thousands
What?
of people that participated around the world. For us at Nintendo, seeing the response from the players and from the fans has just been truly thrilling. Thank you so much.
All right, hey, I have a question. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Now, we have one.
Are you ready?
Congratulations from someone that I don't think this community needs an introduction to. Let's take
Are you ready? Are you ready?
皆さんこんにちは。大乱闘スマッシュブラザーズディレクター空野桜井正宏です。お久しぶりです。日本優勝おめでとうございます。この会場は、その日本の代表が選抜された、決勝戦の場で、行われています。スマッシュボールが出てますね。綺麗ですね。大変多くの激闘がありました。その中で今優勝に立っている人たちというのはものすごく多くの世界の敗者たちの上に立っているわけで、それはとてもすごいことかと思っています。自分としては作った自分としてはちょっと申し訳なさを感じるところもあるんですけどね、すごく多くの時間を費やし、たくさん人が戦っていくというだけど人が競う様というのは本当に面白いなと、またこのゲームいろんなことが起こって本当に面白いなと思う次第です。私は未だにダウンロードコンテンツの新ファイターを作っているのですが、その新ファイターの情報については E3 のダイレクトで改めて公開しようと思いますので、ぜひこちらもご期待ください。
All right.
スマッシュボムになっちゃいましたね。
It turned into a fake Smash Ball.
I think many of you are going to want to tune in next week to see what or who he may be talking about. I've got one more thing. For so many of you in North America, you've been enjoying the competition and the participation and the viewing. For you, the competition will continue. I'm happy to announce the Super Smash Bros. Open, or Online Open, starting in June 2019.
Oh, cool! They're doing it again. That's awesome.
The 4 winners will receive travel, accommodations, and registrations to EVO 2019 in Las Vegas.
What? That's freaking awesome! Yo!
Now,
hello?
Details on Twitter at @NintendoVS and at events.nintendo.com.
Oh my god, we're definitely gonna get an EVO reveal.
On behalf of Nintendo, thank you so very much for being here with us.
Yo,
today.
they're gonna reveal a character at EVO.
Please be sure to tune in to the Nintendo Direct E3 2019 this Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then throughout E3 to Treehouse Live, where we'll have more news, developer presentations, and some first-time gameplay looks. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yo, we're gonna get a character at EVO. No question now. No question.
Give it up one more
That's
time
awesome.
for President of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser.
Good job, Doug.
A very exciting day.
Good job. Good job, Doug. Good job, Sakurai.
Invitational 2019. The Splatoon 2 World Championship.
Dude, I mean, honestly, that's more than we ever get at any of these things. Is a tease, like literally telling us that there's gonna be a new Smash Brothers character on Tuesday. Like, we know we'll at least get one. We'll at least get one.
For all of their hard work behind the scenes to help put on an absolutely first-class broadcast. But last but not least, you the fans. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in. Your love, your support. You make this what it
Yo,
is. So we
almost 8 hours of sitting here. Almost 8 hours. I'm ready to go take a break until I honestly don't know if I'll stream more tonight. Honestly, I don't even know. I'm definitely tired of sitting here. If I stream later, I'll let you know. But yo, we got the tease We got the tease, we got to see Doug Bowser out there talking, and we are definitely getting a character at EVO. No question. Like, last year, remember they teased in the Nintendo Direct? We're getting a character at EVO. Like, no question. Oh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. It's like another reason to watch EVO this year. We got our announcement of an announcement. That counts as an announcement. Alright. Alright, alright. I mean, I don't think that they would... gotta wait till Tuesday, I think, for everything. That's it. That's it.